All right. Welcome. It is nearly 5 p.m. And the other members will get here when they can.
Hey, on the Twitch.
Whoops. Let's turn off all that crap. Yes. Hopefully you're having a good week. I'm having a good week. It's weird today, but yesterday was good. Little can be expected beyond what you're in the realms of what you can affect in life. Still, should be good. Sorry, I've been running around like crazy. Must stay hydrated. So we did actually get to have a crossover this weekend on Saturday. We went down to go help Rev. But instead of yard work, we ended up playing Pirates of the Spanish Main for about 3 hours. It was a lot of fun. His son, Kel, is graduating high school. Kel. So we're probably going to go down there very soon and play that again. Grab him. Ed wanted to come. Hopefully, Jingo or Rob or Ron can make it as well. See what guy's up to. Chris. So, other than that, yeah. It's been a very, very good week. Get a lot done. Get a lot done out at the ranch, too. And the Franken truck is now in my driveway. Hopefully we can get that all squared away and ready for... I think the first Wasteland thing is in September. And then the second one is in December. I don't know much about it, to be honest. Just what I've, looked up on YouTube, much like all of you. Oh, I do have one over there. Use some of my special ordered incense. Global Scents. They're all across the country. They've been doing Ren fairs for a long time. I started hawking for them in '91. Diana and now their daughter runs the show. So they were kind enough to do a special order for prosperity. They don't make that no more. There we go. I know Safi's gonna jump up there later, so it's pointless to do this thing right there. So, other than that, it's 5:03. Last week, everybody was so damn busy, we decided to just not have the show. So, it's not much of a council, just me. That's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, that's there. Okay, we don't need that anymore. Other than that,
Okay, I'm here.
All right. Well, I mean...
Sorry, I'm getting everything together. I'm
no worries.
pushing the buttons one at a time.
It's only 4 minutes. Lava lamp is go. We're good. Got that from youngest child long ago. Had to incorporate it into the show. If you move out and you leave stuff behind, it's mine. Clay went to the urgent care for his back. So...
No, it's bueno.
No, not really. And then the blacksmith has family obligations tonight, so he will unfortunately not be joining us. It happens.
I saw that.
Yeah. He's going to hang out with his grandkids. which is
Oh.
muy importante.
Okay, I think I am live now as well. I apologize for being late. I got caught up playing the pirate game.
Windrose?
Yes,
I gotta sign on.
I was streaming it to the channel earlier. I don't know when you popped in if you saw a little bit of it.
I had a job interview and then I had to run to the store, so I didn't. It just gave me the watch now. I don't know if it knows you're not streaming anymore.
I am streaming.
Oh,
I'm not streaming on
the game.
Yeah, no. I shut that down.
There we go.
If we weren't doing this, I might be streaming it tonight. I think I'm going to start streaming it on Sundays.
Nice. I'll have to do it then.
Well, I'm going to start doing some survival games on Sundays. Get back to streaming that because my schedule is changing. I'm losing my Fridays off.
Oh no! I'm sorry.
By picking up Sundays off.
Everything's changing,
which isn't
lately.
What I want.
Oh.
Well, the missus has Friday and Saturday off, and so
Yeah.
the stars, the cosmos was aligned. Now Saturday is our only day off together, and
Not so much.
no, yeah. I got a lot of things going on Saturdays. Next weekend, or actually this coming Saturday, and I don't know if we're going to live stream it or not. We're doing session 0 of Deadlands, Hell Hath No Fury, over on the Real Women of Gaming Twitch channel.
Oh, that should be good.
I will be running a Deadlands game for a cast of all ladies.
Right on. Well, they're gonna love that.
So, if y'all are interested, come get y'all. I don't even have the
Plug ready.
Well, no, I realize that
Technical
I
difficulties.
was not actually broadcasting the cameras to the streams. It was just my background, the red curtain showing itself. And
Here it is. Oh, isn't that lovely? Thanks.
it's time to
Ruckus. He's just so annoying. I love him. New cat. Well, he's not new. He's been here for months. So, did you want to do the intro or?
Sure, why not? I, Rob Marsden, also known as Jingo the Fool, I call myself the King of Fools, but so does this guy. So I guess we're co-reigning fools, kings of fools. I am the game master over at this Twitch channel that I'm on here, the Ship of Fools, and I also game master some side games with this guy here. Trying to get him into my pirate game on Thursday night.
I gotta get into that.
So tell me, you played Pirates of the Spanish Main?
Yes.
Now, was this the RPG?
No. Oh, I am Bill Kelly, Hornswoggle.
Because...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Welcome to the Supreme Council of the Master Geeks Lodge. There, we got that out of the way. Technicality. Sorry. Inspired. Sorry. Pirates of the Spanish Main.
Yes, I was looking for I have an RPG source book for Savage Worlds for Pirates of the Spanish Main. Oh, yes.
Yes.
And,
well,
I love pirate history. I've got a couple of 3 different books up on the shelf.
I guess Cliff said he was working on location in another state, and I don't remember which one. Maybe Utah, maybe another one. Because the game is like, what, 15 years old? No, it couldn't have been Utah.
Pirates of the Spanish Main? Yeah, the book is an older publication. It was for the first edition of Savage Worlds.
But I remember seeing the card packages in stores.
Yes.
And then just being like, wow, a pirate game, that's cool. But it was like $6 or $7 for a pack of cards. And some of those ships take, 2 or 3 cards to make the ship. So it's like baseball cards. If you got, the bottom of one ship. You didn't necessarily get the sails of that same ship in that one packet. Now those packets that were $6 and $7 15 years ago, they're selling for $35-40 a piece on eBay.
Nice. Oh yeah. I've got the card game that my wife and I have decided to invest in is called Star Wars Unlimited.
Ooh.
It's currently in publication, and we've got it and several expansions and some boosters. So we've got a whole bunch of decks. We should host a card game night. Yes, sometime.
Cliff wants to build the Pirates of the Spanish Main up to International Talk Like a Pirate Day. I told him all about it, and now he's all excited. So he wants to take some of his slats and build in his kitchen there, build it so it looks like we're in the, captain's quarters of a ship playing the game. That would be fun, all in garb, speaking like pirates.
I have to find my red shirt.
Arr.
I have a red puffy pirate shirt.
Nice. I had all my garb, and he's like, no, not today. I'm not feeling it. I'm like, okay. That's okay. And then he and Kel have been basically homebrewing the game because it doesn't exist anymore. So they had a painter's drop cloth out with islands drawn on it, and he's got compasses like you would measure in the old days.
Nice.
So since they have they have very limited experience in D&D, I was like, here's this idea. That's a thing in D&D. Oh, wow, that sounds great. You should, because I'm like, I don't know if you watch but I'm like, do we have the English or the French or the Dutch or the Spanish? Are they looking for us? We are pirates. If you're a pirate, there is a bounty. That's how that works.
Oh yeah, I had thought about running it as a role-playing game. In fact, I have run a few sessions of it. The game I'm running on Thursday nights, non-streamed game, although people have been lobbying me to stream it.
Okay. There.
Cat violence?
Cat, he's making a weird noise, and there's no reason for it. Sorry, I didn't mean to trail off there. You said on Thursday night that there is a book for Pirates of the Spanish Main?
Well, actually, the game I'm running is called 50 Fathoms, and it's adjacent stuff. And it is a fantasy pirate campaign where there's this other world. Humans do not exist there. And the main kingdom drowned 3 witches who then cursed the world to drown under 50 fathoms of water. And since
gross.
then, the sea level has been rising because these 3 witches were drowned at high tide. And, through dark magic came back as hags and now are drowning the world. And that's basically the whole campaign is to figure out why the world is drowning and to stop it.
Try to stop it. Jeez.
Yes. And of course, there's a benevolent spirit called the Maiden who, unable to defeat the hags, opened up portals to Earth at various times to bring humans into the world. Specifically, humans from the 15th to the 19th century, seafaring humans, because the portals were open on the seas. And so you have the British East India Company is now on this world. The Spaniards, fueled by the Spanish Inquisition, are now on this world. Humans brought all their nastiness with them. And it's a pirate-dominated world where most of the world is water. And there are lots of submerged ruins and dark magic and continents with giant beasts. And
that's kind of awesome. 1 fathom equals 6 feet.
Yes.
So 50 fathoms would be 300 feet, 91 meters.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
And yeah,
That's a lot of water.
that's enough to drown this particular world.
And then some,
The
probably.
party doesn't fully understand what's going on yet because it's early on. They're still kind of bumping around the world, figuring their own way
Yeah.
out, deciding who they want to be, what they want to be.
So, if there's no humans on this planet, what is the dominant sentient city building race?
There are a number of them. The main one are called the Masakwani, and they are, for the most part, human, except that their skin colors tend to range the entire spectrum of colors, and it's not hereditary. So you might be purple, and your son would be yellow, and your daughter might be gray.
Whoa. So it's
But other than
completely
that,
random.
so it's completely random. Also, they tend to have exaggerated body parts. A strong Masakwani will have massive arms, you know.
Hmm.
A beautiful Masakwani woman would be so beautiful that she's almost,
You can't
hurts
look at
to
her.
look at
Yeah.
her. A really smart Masakwani might have a very large head,
You're too hot. Go away.
but they are the main human adjacent race. But being as it's a fantasy world, there are a number of other races too.
Ooh, do tell, do tell.
There are the Grail, Grael, that are kind of like walrus people. They're large, they're heavy, they're blubbery, they're semi aquatic, they live in the cold climates. Um, there are the Kahana, which are a fish like race of people. Think like the Sahagwin from DnD. Um, Kind of like shark. Think shark people.
Shark. Okay.
Um, there are a race called Kraken that identically look like mind flayers, but they're not mind flayers.
God, I hope not.
They're yeah, no. Um, there are Scarillians, which are crab people, and there are, I forget the name of it, but there's a race that is an aerial race as well that can fly and glide. And so it's got a number of odd fantasy races unique to the world.
Right on. Well, I'm glad that they have, you know, some diversity.
In addition, I've because it's me, I tweaked the world. In addition to Earth, I rolled in my game that there were two other worlds that the Maiden pulled people from. One is a fantasy version of Earth. Think our Earth, but with fantasy races, where like the English might be human, but the French might be elves. And, the
Gotcha.
Germans might be dwarves and things.
We're going to be the orcs.
And then the strange one, and I only threw it in there because the player wanted to play a cat person, and then that player dropped out, is what I call Anthro Earth, that is dominated by a number of anthropomorphic animal species, of which I think I allowed Minotaur and a cat people and a rat people and a lizard people and a snake people as playable races.
If you have enough space, creatures are going to evolve.
Well, as I said, it's fantasy, so science doesn't really apply.
Oh, man. You know how we do Days of the Year?
Yeah.
It's April 28th. It's National Save the Frogs Day. And normally these days only have like 3 or 4 other things. This one's got 8 other ones.
Let's see what we got.
Yeah, National Superhero Day. Kiss Your Mate
Really?
Day. Yeah. Global Pay It Forward Day. World Day of Safety and Health at Work. Excuse me. National Blueberry pie day.
Oh, man.
Oh, I love blueberry pie.
I feel bad because I'm not observing.
Me neither, apparently. Well, I'll buy a pie when I have a job. Clean comedy day. I love filthy blue comedy, and I love clean comedy. You shouldn't just enjoy comedy.
I've got either what you might call the cleanest dirty joke or the dirtiest clean joke ever.
Go for it.
Here we go. Once upon a time in the forest, there stood two trees, a beech and a birch. And for the longest time, they stood there and, passed their time as the trees. And one day, this sapling sprouted up between them. And the beech said, "Hey, birch, check this out. You think it's the son of a beech? Or do you think it's the son of a birch?"
Oh!
And, so the birch said, "I don't know. It could be a son of a birch. Could be a son of a beech." Just then, friendly woodpecker happened by. "Hey, woodpecker, come here. We need you to settle something for us. We want to know if this sapling is a son of a beech or a son of a birch." And so woodpecker hopped down and went over to the sapling and took a peck and tasted it and took a couple more pecks and like, "Well, gentlemen, I regret to inform you that this is neither a son of a birch nor a son of a beech, but it is the finest piece of ash I've ever put my pecker into."
Good, dirty, clean joke. That was good. Excuse me. National Cubicle Day and National Biological Clocks.
Biological what?
Yeah. Biological Clock Day. My biological clock is ticking like this.
I think somebody put my biological clock batteries in backwards.
Well,
because I keep getting less mature as I get older.
Oh. Biological clock in the olden day used to refer to a woman running out of time to have a baby. And for My Cousin Vinny the movie, the reference is still the same, but now Marissa Tomei has imprinted, when she's yelling at Joe Pesci on the porch. That was really a great movie. It really was. All-star cast. Great, bumpkin versus city people, which is so overdone in all of literature and media. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm so snotty tonight. Sorry. I got the mucus. Yes.
Air outside is not clean.
It's been very windy in Phoenix for the past 4 days. Is that a safe assessment?
Sometimes it makes it cleaner. Sometimes it kicks the dust in out of the desert.
Yeah. So it's in my driveway. Did you see the video?
I saw bits of it. Yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing.
It's 16 seconds. The goal is to get this running. Okay. Pete wanted to scrap it. We gotta throw it away. No. Here, man, there's these guys, the Wasteland Warriors, and they're in all over the place. And they meet in California once or twice during the year, and they drive their Road Warrior Mad Max vehicle, and he just looked at me like I was crazy. So yesterday, he dropped it off, and I knew something. I knew that his mood was bad because Judy was driving. It's like, okay. I'm like, "How are you?" "I'm angry and I'm grumpy." And I'm like, "Well, thank you for doing this for free, dropping off a vehicle that you're giving to us and not scrapping it, and in the hopes that I can get it running, weld a bunch of stuff, Mad Max type on it, and then sell it to, and of course, rebuild the engine, do all the, maybe not a rebuild, total rebuild, but the engine actually doesn't look too bad. It's a 58 GMC truck. But
is the engine original or is it a newer engine?
I don't know. because the frame, the cab is a 58 GMC. The frame, I'm not sure. The engine is definitely either a GMC or a Chevy, but he thinks it's a 250, not a 235.
Is this just a pickup truck or a bigger truck?
Pickup truck. It's, like he said, it's garbage. It doesn't have a drivetrain. It had a carburetor, but he took the carburetor off and had it rebuilt. And I was like, oh, that was nice of him to do that for me. And Judy said, no, he's putting it in the forklift. Oh, okay. Wow. Never mind. Anyway, but I've got a carburetor that'll fit it in the back that goes to the 235 I have in the back that we're going to use in the, well, if I can ever get that running, in the council. When we get the 54 Chevy running, the council truck, which I have a frame, a cab, 2 front fenders, no bed, but that's fine because we're going to turn it into a flatbed because Rob always, or even not so much a flatbed, but have like little fold-up metal sides. So if he's like transporting
Steak bed.
Yeah, thank you. That's the word I was looking for. That way, you get a little. But Rob always said, oh, sometimes you need a bigger vehicle, and if I'm doing a giant welding project, so this is perfect, and gets it out of Pete's yard because he's in a, I want everything gone in a year. Oh, okay, I better kick it into high gear then, because I don't have enough room to put all this. If you've got land. Oh, go ahead.
Sven noticed that our council had shrunk too. Yeah, Rob the blacksmith is having grandbabies tonight, so
Oh no! Wait, no, he's going to their house, not having.
Yes.
Nobody's giving birth tonight. Sorry.
No, he's braising and marinating them, and he's having grandchildren for dinner tonight. I don't know whose grandchildren, but he's having grandchildren.
Yeah, what big teeth you have. All the better to taste you with, my dear. No, he wanted to be on the show. He and I and Guy. Well, he and I and Guy and another person started the other one, the Master Geeks Council, and then that had to be remade, and then Guy's family is complicated, and he was also it's not important anyway. He'll be back, and then I went to I'm in her trying to get home. Hurry, get home. I'm at Fry's. I got some milk and coffee and cat treats and something. I got some and I load everything in the car. I put the shopping cart away because people who don't return their shopping carts, those are the real Scooby-Doo villains. And on a side note, because I am a huge fan of psychology, did you know that they did a study and that people, when no one's watching, that don't put their shopping carts away, they're incapable of self-governing. They don't self-govern at all. They're not. They only follow the rules when there's people around.
There was a saying that I heard once that said integrity is defined as doing the right thing even when nobody is watching. So what you're saying here is these people lack integrity. In so many words, yeah.
You're not supposed. Sorry.
Don't be. I mean, it's true. If you're the kind of person that doesn't put it back, you lack integrity.
Yeah.
It's also the person that won't stop at a stop sign if nobody's looking.
There's a huge line between doing what's good, doing what's right, doing what you can, and social stigma. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of social stigma.
Social stigma is
doing the right thing is not always doing the correct thing. Sometimes rules,
okay,
don't give you the optimal outcome. If a rule causes harm, you should, it's a bad rule.
Christmas should be year round, but not so much Christmas, but hold on with me for a concept, not an actual dude. Santa Claus should be around all year. And again, as a concept, not as an individual, you should have the minds, not you, everyone, let me say it that way, not you, everyone should have that mindset as well. And the biggest beauty of Christmas and Santa Claus, and the thing that people miss the most, sorry, soapbox. Okay.
No, go for it.
I am a huge believer and a huge practicer of good deeds. My favorite bumper sticker from the late 80s, and there's a lot of them, was cause random acts of kindness. And that, like, okay, yeah, I'm a Taurus. Okay, yeah, I got a Pisces moon. I got a bleeding heart. But I hate to say it. Andy.
Wait, you're a Taurus?
Yeah, May 8th.
Me too.
Oh, congratulations. Hey, our birthdays.
May 18th.
Hey, you're 10 days after me. That's all. I meet so many Tauruses. So
And my wife's was April 19th.
well, that's Aries.
My wife's best friend is May 18th.
Wait a minute. You're married to an Aries?
I am.
A Taurus and an Aries relationship.
Yes.
And you don't fight constantly.
Nope. We almost. I mean, we've had arguments, but I don't think we've ever had a fight.
I would love to see both of your natal charts and figure out why that is. Wait a minute, okay, if he's got this one and this, okay, if Neptune's here, but then you see the ninth house is the... Okay, sorry, I just went into a deep natal astrology. Aries and Taurus make fantastic friends. Guy is an Aries. Clay is an Aries. We just had his birthday.
We were friends for a long time before we even dated.
Oh, okay. That's a clue, piece of the puzzle you left out there. Because those are the best relationships, but that's so fucking rare. It's like the whole concept of...
And we met online. She lived in Tucson when we started dating.
Curiouser and curiouser. Are you from another dimension, the two of you? Is that what you sidestepped?
Me? I've been to a few.
No, I'm all out of mushrooms. Our friend that grows them hasn't talked to me lately. He's super busy. Anyway.
Sven's telling me to sit up straight. Posture check.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Sorry. Okay. Hey, love the Dr. Teeth shirt. I chose Batman tonight. Was the first one I... And the Electric Mayhem.
Yep.
Was it
We
really
got a date on it.
1975?
That's when the Muppet Show premiered, yeah.
Because Sesame Street came out first, and I remember...
I have two different Muppet Mayhem shirts, and they're both purple.
It's time to put on makeup. It's time to light the lights. Clay just got a DVD from... Going down to Santan isn't just going to see Cliff and helping him out, because as you see from the videos, he's hobbling around on a cane, which, as you go down, well, if you're lucky enough in life, but to watch your best, most vibrant and energetic and force of nature people around you wither away due to age and due to illness is always heartbreaking. And watching Cliff in the videos, even though I was there, and even though I've been helping him out, because Yeti, the big white Alaskan Malamute, Eddie is a therapy dog. Yeti is trained, but Yeti he's near the end.
He's getting old as well.
I helped Kel, Cliff's son, dig a grave for Yeti. There's a lot more digging that has to be done. But we decided on Saturday to take a break from all that. He was trying to sell his motorcycles, and finally, after 3 weeks of talking to all kinds of people, some dude came and with money and the right offer, and hopefully he'll get a couple welding jobs out of this, because Cliff is such a good welder. Pete wants to, tell him, as soon as he gets better, I want him to come and work out at the. It's an hour to Phoenix and then an hour to Whitman. It's 2 hours to get to your job, but okay.
I don't think you're paying what he's going to want for it.
I think he would do it just to have the videos and have, the experience and everything. Because the same thing that Pete's not getting, because he looks at this thing as, I've already cut so many pieces out of that. That's got to have so much it's not. Dude, it's Road Warrior, Boy and His Dog, Blood of Heroes, Fallout.
Yeah, the more rugged it looks, the better.
I've said to him probably 30 times, the more it looks cobbled out of the desert with no glass, the more they're going to want it. Well, I don't understand. Because yesterday he was like, I'm furious. This is a waste of time and money. And yes, and thank you for doing it. I really appreciate it. But if we can sell it and someone is willing to buy it after we get it all put together, after we get a title, after it doesn't leak and it runs and it can move around in the desert, oh my God, we need headlights and taillights and a drivetrain and a radiator and everything. But he's got all those parts. He's just so focused on all of his other tasks that something like this isn't even on the list. This is one of my silly, one of your silly little ridiculous things. Yeah, and if it makes you money or brings you customers, because Cliff, I explained Rev the entire thing, and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna bring it here? I got a bunch of stuff we can weld onto that. Hold on, man. It's got to be safe." You have jagged metal lying around in your garage
it can't be jagged metal.
It's got to be.
You get yourself some foam rubber.
What he does have, and he suggested this, not me. My idea: leave it as it is. Put a flatbed like the one we're going to do for the next one on it. And he's like, and I wanted to put like a gun, like a big plastic gun, like, like an anti-tank. All right, 50 cal at least?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not much on artillery, sorry. And he's like, you could put a gun on there and I've got this seat. So for fun, he's been building bicycles. In fact, I took about 10 of them up to be scrapped and gave them to Pete. That's another thing. It's like he got a whole lot of scrap metal and Cliff is left with nothing. But Cliff has a seat that, they have them in downtown in Tempe and Scottsdale, and Matt, who was the director when we were building, well, he was more the manager, back in 2014, the Rob Zombie haunt. He had a bike tours. But this one would only sit 2 people. But he's like, you could put that seat on the thing and they could sit in the seat and use the gun.
Nice.
So he's like, I've got these VW Bug fenders. We should totally put those on the truck. Oh, we can put them in the back by the seat. No, dude. We should put them on the truck for headlights. That's why it'll look ridiculous.
Oh, man.
Because
speaking of bicycles, I did a thing over the weekend.
Oh?
I bought an e-bike.
Yes. Well done.
I plan on riding it to work. I'm waiting for it to be delivered. I had to order it. They did not have the one I wanted in stock.
Hey, exercise is where you get it. It's one of those things.
This is a nice electric bike, so I don't even have to exercise. I can just ride it, and it does all the exercise.
We should do something. It's too funny. What is it? I don't know. My argument is these vehicles look cobbled together, or they just take existing vehicles and put a bunch of shit on them. I think with all of our collective knowledge, we could have a lot of fun with this. And I think that I would love to go to the Wasteland Warrior. It's a 4 or 5 day party. They have bands and wrestling and fire spitters and chick. They've got
let's have a look when the weekend is.
They've got it's September 13th and 19th. I saw.
Yeah, no, not this year. I'm going to Weird Al in Tucson on the 20th.
Well, I think that's awesome. Weird Al, I got to meet him once. I have his autograph on the playlist of the show. Such a brilliant guy. You know, he was going to be an architect before he hit it big.
Not surprising.
My friend
Probably
Morgan
wouldn't have been a very interesting architect.
He would be an awesome architect. My friend Morgan is an architect. He's one of the smartest, funniest, most talented guys I've ever met. Morgan, hey, I got paid. What are we doing? I'm going to the grocery store. Oh, you're going to get aluminum foil? Yeah. And what Morgan would do, and he was, I think he's a year younger than me. He's a year or 2 years younger than me. And he lived... See, he moved in... he moved on the street when we were, like, teenagers. Because his dad and his mom separated, and his sister went with his mom to a... Oh, sorry, I shouldn't be entering all of his family stuff. But just... he would take Christmas lights, not when it was Christmas at all, and he would do them in patterns on the ceiling in his bedroom as a kid. So, like, one time it was a spiral that started in the... he measured it out, and it started in the center, and he went out all the way. Morgan was actually the one that got me excited about blacksmithing long before I met any of you. Because Morgan was taking classes at ASU, and he was like, lately we've been doing welding. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. What's it like? He's like, I don't want this to sound like an ego or a narcissist thing, because it's not. But he's like, you really feel like a god molding metal from one form to another by banging it into another form of matter. And I was like, that's actually really deep, dude.
Hammer therapy, as Rob calls it.
Morgan has a beautiful wife and a beautiful daughter. I still talk to him on Facebook all the time. He's done so well. So proud of him. But especially when he was younger and the actor was famous, people often mistake Morgan for Lou Diamond Phillips. And, like, my sister and all of her friends were, like, in love with him. Like, okay, yeah, he's a try. Yeah, are you... Do you want... I mean, you can hang out with us, but if you're just going to sit here and ask him weird questions, you gotta go. Go see what my sister's doing.
Lou Diamond Phillips.
Yeah.
My favorite Lou Diamond Phillips movie. And he wasn't the star of it, but he was in it. Was The Big Hit. Have you seen it?
The Big... No, I haven't.
I think it had, I want to say, Mark Wahlberg. It's about these 4 idiot junior gangsters that decide to kidnap the daughter of this famous Japanese filmmaker to ransom for money.
Oh, no.
But this girl happened to be the goddaughter of the mob boss they work for.
Oops.
Yeah. And, yeah, Lou Diamond Phillips plays a total squid, but he's like the most memorable thing in the movie. I'd bust some caps!
Yeah. I liked him in Nomads. Or no, not Nomads. What's the other one? Oh no, that's Pierce Brosnan. What's the supernatural thriller movie he's in? Besides Young Guns 2, because he's awesome in that. Chavez.
I know what you're thinking of, but I'm drawing.
Damn it! Now I have to look him up. He's great in everything he's in. All love for Lou Diamond Phillips. It's so funny. He comes right up. Courage Under Fire, another excellent film. It's like No Man's... Oh, he was in Quantum Leap? Oh. No, like in the late 80s. Wasn't he in a supernatural... Hold on. Renegades, Disorganized Crime, Dakota, Young Guns, Stand and Deliver, Los Lobos, that's what really... La Bamba in 87 really kind of put him on the map. Because before... I mean, he's in Time Bomb, Interface, Dallas, Trespasses, Miami Vice. If you can get some work in Hollywood back in the 80s and before, that was a blessing. Just fucking getting your foot in the door and having people notice you was hard enough. Most people went to Hollywood with amazing dreams and just waited tables waiting for their big break, going to audition after audition after audition. Renegades, Most Astrid. The First Power. That's the one I'm thinking of. 1990. That's a supernatural weird show of force. Demon Wind, Young Guns 2, Ardosos Moon, Harley, Ambition, Dark Wind. He's been in a shit ton of movies. General Motors Playwrights Theater, The Panama Deception, Shadow of the Wolf. I'm just going to name all of his movies. Like and subscribe. If you want to hear me read off more lists. Class of His Own, Broken Palace, Supernova. 2001, they kind of give him... Dude, he's Lou Diamond. Give him a better role, you know? He's Forge in X-Men Legends, finally. Dude, why isn't he like...
Yeah, I knew he did the voice of Forge in the video game.
Okay, he's older now, so why aren't you like doing a Marvel story with Warpath and having Lou Diamond as like Warpath's like uncle, or you know, Law and Order Special Victims Unit?
You know, I think it is the goal of the Marvel Cinematic Universe to have every actor that has ever been in a movie be part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe somewhere.
I'm okay with that. I really am.
I mean, that's how to know you've made it, is you get to play a canon Marvel character in the
even
Marvel
if you're
universe.
just like a average, or even in the Boys universe, the DC universe, even if you're just like a fluff, you know, like Booster Gold kind of character.
In the She-Hulk TV series that Disney did, they had a bunch of minor Marvel heroes and villains show up, some of which I recognized, and it was cool to actually see them. I remember back in the early Marvel comics, there was this guy, his name was El Aguila, which is Spanish for the eagle, and he was a swashbuckler that could generate electricity, so he could zap you with his sword.
Wow. That'd be awesome,
and
hand to hand.
And yeah, he actually got a minor role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Good
it's
for
like,
him.
wow, that's a Marvel character that I've always liked that nobody's ever heard of, and here he is on a TV show 20 years later.
Yeah. Well, we've talked about it a bunch of times, but that's the great misnomer that if you haven't been reading comics since you were a child and you don't know the universes, it's confusing and it doesn't make any sense. And why are these people doing this? And I've said it 100 times before, I know. Sorry, guy. But in the beginning of our relationship, Christine was like, what does Iron Man do? Does he like go after bank robbers and stuff like that? And I never really thought about it in those kind of terms. And it's like, yeah, if you don't really know, you don't know at all. No, he's more after like super powered dudes in other suits and world terrorist threats and okay, Daredevil and Spider-Man and
Yeah, there's different levels
Luke
of superhero.
Cage, Iron Fist.
Spider-Man is a street level superhero.
Yeah.
He's worried about what's going on in his neighborhood. Sometimes what he's doing might affect the whole city. But
And it's divided up because Luke Cage has Harlem. Hell's Kitchen has the Devil of Hell's Kitchen. And Daredevil is... It sucks that Daredevil wasn't more popular before the Marvel series. And I will say
he is my favorite superhero, period. Always has been. And so when they finally... I even like the weak-ass Ben Affleck.
I do too.
Daredevil
I have
movie.
it. I probably watched it a good 20 times. And, it's Daredevil. But he's not the Kingpin of It's Daredevil. It's something that we thought
Michael
would never
Clark
happen.
Duncan played an amazing Kingpin.
He did a great job. And
I think he's too nice. He can't look menacing.
That's the other thing, too. After you've seen Green Mile...
Yeah.
He's John Coffey. Oh, I'm sorry, boss. I'm tired. Dog tired, boss. And that's the curse of typecasting. Because no matter what your talent is, people... look at Gopher from Love Boat. The dude was a Rhodes Scholar, same as Gina Davis. Gina Davis was a hot chick, tons of roles. Guy who played Gopher on Love Boat, Rhodes Scholar, same... I don't know their level of intelligence comparison, forgive me, but fucking remembered as Gopher on Love Boat. And he's a great actor.
You know what? His actual name is Fred Grandy, and he actually, after the Love Boat, served in the Senate.
Good for him.
Yeah, he went into politics and was I don't know if he was a representative or a senator, but yeah, he was he went to Washington.
For me, Love Boat was the time before Fantasy Island happened. Because that was back when
Saturday night was
you could probably remember better than me.
Yeah.
I'm a little younger, but
was a primetime night back then.
I remember because nighttime soap operas, we had to watch like Dallas and Knots Landing and Falcon Crest and stuff like that. But for the most part, working in the industry, my father was, kind of jaded to the industry because he worked at Channel 3 for a couple years, and then he got a way better deal at Channel 12 and a lot more freedom. And he stayed at 12 for 37 years. There's like little, thank you, what are they, awards, trophies, whatever, that my mom still has displayed in the family room next to the pool table.
Nice.
Because he's like, you don't understand. Because I'm like, how come Dad, you've been there for so long, how come, my hair's out of control today. How come you never wanted to be the, director of... Hell no. Why would I want to do all that paperwork? Well, I mean, doesn't he get... Yeah, he gets paid more because he has more headaches. Meanwhile, I make more than him because I do twice the overtime, actually solving the problem instead of putting the invoices to pay for the things to solve the problem. Wow, I never looked at it that way. Because I'm like 17 when he's telling me this. And he's like, and he told me when I was young, and he told me later, he's like, a project would come up, and they would summon me to where the project was going to happen. And I would take a lot of measurements, and I would write down a lot of stuff, and I would go to Home Depot, and I would price things out, or go to Lowe's, or go to one of the other, because it was downtown back then at Portland and Central. Now Channel 12 is 3rd Street and Van Buren, I believe. But it's a different world now. It's 40 years later. It's a digital world. It isn't cathodes and diodes and transistors and resistors and capacitors, and it's a different world. There's a lot less solenoids and all kinds of other.
Oh, yes.
So, whoops, ADD. So, he had a very, like famous people to him was no big deal. Because he already met a whole bunch of famous people that he idolized when he did the steel pier circuit that Rodney Dangerfield talked about in the movie Back to School, where that was a real thing. The diving horse was just one of the attractions, and at night they would have doo-wop bands, big bands, rock and roll, because that was what the younger generation wanted to listen to. So for him, being in the late 60s, right before he went to Vietnam, he got to meet a lot of the bands that he really idolized that were on the Flamingos, the Del Vikings, all these bands that he listened to in the 50s that were now 10 years later and not the new hot thing anymore.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I didn't know the Platters weren't cool until like the 5th, 6th grade. Platters! And everybody else is like, dude, Cheap Trick. What are you talking about? What? Oh. I don't know who that is.
Even worse. My parents listened to country music, and so that's what I knew growing up. Till I get to the 5th grade, and, you know, we took up a collection at school.
Yeah.
And, you know, in the classroom, and the teacher's like, we can vote on, you know, some music.
Uh-oh.
For the, and the 2 records that we got to listen to in the classroom, like during recess when we weren't allowed to go outside because it was raining or something. One was Kiss Dynasty, and the other one was the Elton John album with Don't Go Breaking My Heart with Kiki D.
Don't go breaking my heart. I have the Kiss Dynasty album on vinyl. It's Kiss's disco album. I was made for loving you, baby.
Complete with the strings. You know, that's, I've always said, you know, it's all rock and roll. Funk
it really is
rock and roll with the horn section.
No,
Disco
I quoted
is rock and roll with the string section.
I quoted you
and the horn section.
Okay. Judy's granddaughter is performing in her senior year. She's got, I don't remember if she has the lead or not. Don't quote me on that. But they did Mamma Mia at the school. And I was like, oh, you and Pete. She's like, Pete and I are going to go so am I. I said, oh, I bet he's going to love that. Jokingly. And she's like, oh, he will. And then I learned something about Pete. Oh, he knows all the songs. And didn't really picture Pete an ABBA guy, but okay. I mean, he's a rock and roll, hard rock guy. Little bit of heavy metal.
That's me. I'm a metalhead.
Speed, or you know.
I don't do the death and stuff, but I'm a metalhead. But there's some things in my collection that would make you go,
Hold on, though. Hold on. You can be the biggest fucking badass in the world, but if you have a sister and you're not an evil asshole, you have a diversion. You're going to have to sing songs that you wouldn't normally sing around your male friends, but when you're home alone with your sister, it's fine. And you're going to learn ABBA and, help me out here, Madonna and Lady Gaga and the Swiftie. What is it?
For me,
Taylor Swift and
the pop stuff.
The pop
Trust
stuff.
Me, but I worked for local radio station KEZ for 7 years.
Well,
and what I did during that time was I was in radio. My position was board operator. I sat at the soundboard in the studio. Delilah being a satellite feed. I bring in the satellite feed, play it back, play all the commercials, and do all of the production bits to make it sound local. And sitting there for 7 years, I have every Backstreet Boys and NSYNC song that ever got popular memorized. Not because I want to, but because my superpower is remembering the words to songs. And
that is too funny.
At work, somebody will put on an oldie station or a classic rock station, and I'll be singing along, and they're like, "How many songs do you know words to?" All of them. I know all of them. I just do. It's my superpower.
There is a level.
If it's a popular song, I know the words to it, or most of them.
Hold on. For females, for the women, for the ladies, for the ladies watching, and this is so true because, excuse me, I am the middle child and the only boy. That's the way the deck was shuffled. Beth and I, my younger sister, are a lot alike. I would absolutely love to have her on the show whenever she has time, but Beth crashes at like 7:30 because she's up at like 4. But Marie...
I'm up at 4 too, but 7:30 is a little bit before my bedtime.
Marie is a little different. Marie, my older sister, I've been friends with people for decades, and then the topic of Marie will come up, or she'll be in a picture, and they'll be like, "Who's that?" It's like, "You have an older sister? You never talk about her." We don't get along. But there is a level of psychological torture that is so fantastically malleable. And like Frenchie said, your favorite word is dichotomy. Yes, it is. There is a dichotomous weaponry of musicals that sisters use, because they will use musicals when you're having a good time, and they'll make you watch a musical, and then they'll make you get up and dance and reenact the musical in the living room, and then when you're mad at them, they will use another musical that you don't like to fucking torture you full blast from their stereo in their room. The 80s.
I happen to like musicals.
I do. I used to say I hate musicals, and then I realized that a lot of my favorite movies are musicals, and a lot of all Disney cartoons are musicals.
Oh yeah,
except for Black Cauldron. There's only like 2 songs in that movie, and they're not really songs. It's music at the Evil Tavern. But the more you try to hate something, the more you realize, oh shit, I've been doing this all along.
I don't think Treasure Planet had any songs in it.
I think it has 1 or 2.
It has a Goo Goo Dolls song, but none of the characters break into a song.
Treasure Planet is one of the most fantastic unsung, and especially now after reading
got that movie,
Treasure Island. I need to get that on DVD. I really do.
I love Treasure Island. I keep it downloaded on my phone on the ebook, and I read it. I love me some classic literature, and that's
Clay and I were best. There was one night I was like, because he's actually a night owl, and I'm an early riser. So it's like, dude, I've had enough fun. I'm going to bed. You know, have fun. So one of the things we were talking about is Treasure Island is a lot more esoterically deep than you realize. Because Jim never actually says how old he is when the story takes place. When you start the story, it's like Jekyll and Hyde or Starship Troopers or the Dark Elf series or so many others where these are memoirs of an invisible man. It's after the fact. All of this has already happened. All of the story has already taken place. You're being told by the narrator that the meat and potatoes of the story. So I can't remember her name, and I just subscribed to her too, and she did a pretty good job, because YouTube is like Amway and hold on a second. YouTube is like the Amway of the future, and you have to, instead of competing with you have to support everybody. So I like and subscribe everything because I want everybody to like and subscribe me. I'd much rather be doing hobbies and projects and doing YouTube all day than going and punching the clock, and you understand. So, with Treasure Island, let me ask you, before I go actually off on a soapbox tirade, how old is Jim when Billy Bones shows up to the Admiral Bentbow Inn on page 1?
That's a good question. In my mind, he'd be about 12, because that's how old I would want to be. And that was how old I was when I read the story the first time, and I put myself in that story. So I think of him as around 12.
Gotcha. I picture him much younger. I've always pictured him around 8 or 9 because I guess a small 12-year-old could fall asleep in an apple barrel and not be noticed. But there is that.
It depends on how big the apple barrel is.
The problem is that you're right, because also correct, sorry. On one hand, he's like 8 or 9, but as the story progresses and they're actually out at sea, his narrative changes a little, and especially when he deals with Mr. Hand and he has to shoot him and kill him, he's now culpable of murder, even though it was self-defense because that dude was going to kill him. Even though Hand had no idea that the treasure had already been compromised by Benjamin Gunn. So the woman that did a crossover did Jackie Coogan, Uncle Fester, as Jim Hawkins, Bobby Driscoll as Jim Hawkins. There's a 90s movie where Charlton Heston is Long John Silver, and believe it or not, Christian Bale, the amazing Christian Bale, is Jim Hawkins. And I would say that it would probably be more mid-90s or late 90s.
I have to track that down because that was during the 90s. I had young children and didn't get to see a lot of movies in the theater.
And
I was post, so I didn't have cable either.
Yeah. I think I posted her documentary, but excuse me. Like she says, Christian Bale does an excellent job, but he's still subject to the director, and it's not so much Jim Hawkins as Jim Hawkins in 1997 put back into 1785 whenever it happens. Anyway,
yeah.
So also, what's his name from Muppets and Tim Curry. So she basically did a cross section of all of them, and Jackie Coogan is a 7 or 8 year old Jim Hawkins, and the way the director and the storyline goes, he's super naive. Bobby Driscoll is a bit more Jim Hawkins to the book, but he also has this weird almost friendship with Billy Bones, where interestingly enough, in the Jackie Coogan, Uncle Fester version of Treasure Island, Billy Bones is played by Lionel Barrymore, which makes me fucking laugh my ass off that Billy Bones is Treasure Island, but he's also Old Man Potter from It's a Wonderful Life. Sorry, that cracks me up on the inside. But that shows his amazing acting ability. Because Billy Bones, well, what do you remember from Billy Bones, Billy Bones, Billy Bones? What do you remember from the book?
Oh, God, it's been a while. I need to reread it. I don't remember much of Billy Bones.
Billy Bones is a dick to Jim's dad. He's an asshole to Black Dog, and he's a real terror to the town. but he kind of looks at Jim favorably. He treats Jim like a human being most of the time. I mean, he still lashes out at Jim a couple times, but he begs Jim for rum after he has a stroke, and Dr. Livesley does the bloodletting, and he comes to consciousness again. It's fresh in my mind. I just read it like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm going to have to read it again because it's been about 3 years.
My basic point is, there is a message that he portrays in Treasure Island. Teaches you that even though somebody is an absolute scumbag, you still may have to rely on them to get out of a situation. So you shouldn't, forgive me, but Treasure Island is a lesson in the gray. Life, when you're small, you're taught that life is black and white. Wrong, right, do this, don't do that. This is good, this is bad. Get beat, get rewarded. It's very, Isabel just finished. Oh, nice. Oh, concert stuff is going on. Huzzah. Sorry, Rob just messaged in you'll see it when you look in the group. Doohickey. So it teaches you that, dude, not everybody you need to trust is 100% a good person. Some of them are pieces of shit, but they need to get out of this situation also. They need to finish this shift at work also. They need to get out of the bus also. So they're going to cooperate even though normally you would be at complete odds with them. And that is a recurring theme in all of literature across the board. From the Tales of Gilgamesh to whatever you're reading today, kids.
Compromise.
Compromise is the cornerstone of diplomacy. I am Henry Killinger, and this is my magic murder bag. I love the Venture Brothers. The Venture Brothers is great. It gets really weird near the end, but I still love it. God, it's like Dracula versus Yoda out there. One of the best quotes ever.
Yes, I think it is the best send-up of Johnny Quest ever.
My God, how come every time we're on the way to somewhere important, I'm waylaid by jackassery? But Dad, Brock made special friends with the Ant Queen. Hank, we don't have time for this. You want to talk to Helper? No! Because Helper is basically Beaker in robot form. It took me a while to figure that out. I figured it out.
There's a robot.
Use
one of my
brains. Sorry.
The TV show Star Wars Rebels, it's a computer animated show, had a robot on there named Chopper, and of course Chopper, everything he said was like,
You're R2,
and you can tell.
You're Chewie.
Well, no. Well, R2 is like weird beeps and bloops, but you could definitely tell what Chopper was saying, even if he didn't actually say it.
Oh.
And there was once where he purely said either "fuck you" or "fuck off." Yeah, Chopper was an asshole.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, this is which you don't see a lot in Star Wars. Everybody's nice. Chopper was an asshole.
The thing on Star Wars that I never knew is that R2 has a readout in whatever their galactic common is. So when I read Shadows of the Empire, I realized that they're not answering his beeps. They're answering the readout that they see on the side of him, or if Luke's piloting the X-Wing, there's a readout that they never show in the movies that says what R2-D2 is saying. Because R2-D2 has just as much vocabulary as C-3PO, that's just not his main function, so it comes out in...
He speaks astromech.
Yep. And it's translated by
I prefer to believe that some people actually speak astromech.
I'm sure some people do, but for gaming purposes, Shadows of the Empire would make a great series, but they could never, ever do it. It would be a 5-hour movie if they did it as a movie, because so much. Yeah, Luke is doing this. Rogue Squadron is doing this. Leia's and Chewie are over here. Boba Fett's doing that. Jabba is over here. Zizor is all pissed off. This Vader is now upset. The Emperor is whoa. It's like Game of Thrones in one Star Wars book. It really is. Am I wrong?
Yeah, but Star Wars abandoned all of that. It's legends now, not canon. Yeah. I don't want to rant about some of the Star Wars movies that have come out. There's been some good ones, but there's been some bad ones.
Okay.
But I recently read an interview with George Lucas where he said the whole Star Wars trilogy, the prequels, sequels, all of it, was always intended to be, touching back on what you said, a retelling or a recanting of the tales. And it should be R2-D2 recanting the tales of generations. This is what happened then. Because if you think about it, who are the main characters of the Star Wars trilogy?
C-3PO and R2-D2.
They've been through all of them. And in fact, in the Clone Wars TV show, there are a number of episodes dedicated to just them.
I remember in the early 80s and the mid 80s waking up early at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And one robot show that we talked about earlier was on, and Droids was on. First at like 5:30 on Saturday morning. And it was literally just stories of C-3PO and R2-D2 on their own, getting into all kinds of adventures. I don't know if you ever even remember that.
Barely.
Because I remember watching that. I always knew, because if you're new to the show, like and subscribe. Thanks very much. We really appreciate it. We'd like to make this thing big. We're a big group, network of friends that all help each other out, know different talents, and we teach each other things, and just keep watching.
I'll throw out there that if you think you might want to be on the Supreme Council of the Master Geeks Lodge, well, just give us a holler. We'll see what we can do. Because to be on the council is a self-appointed role. You just decide you're on the council.
Yes and no. There are a few people who are not allowed on the council, but that list is actually rather small. Anyway.
Yeah. current council members have a black ball list. One black ball and you're out.
There's only... We don't need to talk about... all things positive. So... All right. Let me go way back. 1991, I am a street character at the Arizona Renaissance Festival. 1992, my first fiance, who I was living with at the time, told me that if I went out there, I would find all my stuff on the front porch in plastic bags. So I didn't go out I didn't work 92, but I came back in 93. And 93 was a mixed bag because I don't know what it's like now. I'm not a street character now. I'm a boothy now. I work at a shop. I'm employed by the Plunder. The Plunder pays my wage. I don't involve myself. I talk to random street characters that I have known previous from 2015 and before. Back in the day, in the 90s, early 90s, if you missed 1 year, you didn't exist anymore. Unless you were sick. Unless... Like Bovine. Dude, Mike Couts has been doing Ren Fair before me. Excuse me. When I did the Coronado, the Devonshire Renaissance Festival, Mike was the sheriff the first year. He plays Bovine now. He's a weird troll character with a humpback. Anyway, he had a massive heart attack, this year. So he didn't do most of the season. He was in the hospital. He was in recovery. But, dude, he's been doing Ren Fair since the late 80s. And before that, I think he was doing the SCA. So the dude is... I have pictures of him sitting on the cannon at the original jousting arena, which now is the Birds of Prey show. Decades. So when you miss 1 year, you're nobody. So in 93, when I got back, there was a lot of new people, and most of the older people most of them were cool, but there was a lot of them. Who are you? Who am I? What are you talking about? I fucking live this place. This is the greatest thing in the earth. This is like D&D without any combat or monsters or magic. Anyway, this is great. So, in 94, 95, 93, I'm working at Walmart, and I meet Big Mike Beal, and we immediately become friends. And Mike's working in the pet department, and I'm a stockman at Walmart, which Walmart still exists, but Mike died a few years ago. Mike was 6'7" and 485 pounds. Big Mike.
I knew a Big Mike.
Was it Big Mike Beal?
I don't know his last name. He worked where I worked, and then he moved back east.
No. So Mike was like, I want to put together a pirate troop. This is in the early 90s. And he's like, I want you to be in the troop. Well, the problem was that... Oh, Panda. None of mine want to be in the show tonight. They're all somewhere else. Good. I love Panda.
I don't think he does either, but he's been sitting here bugging me, and now that I picked him up, he'll leave me alone.
Oh, okay. No, all six are in, and like I told Clay, because... now I feel obligated to tell Clay, but when the ex and youngest child were living here, all cats in and fed was like part of the ritual that, you get stuck on the ritual of the day. Anyway, Mike wanted to be a captain, and he wanted this joke that our ship crashed in Florida, and we've been walking since Florida to Arizona, and our buried treasure is under the Lord Mayor's pavilion. Dude, that's funny. What are your lines? What's the end bit? And he had nothing, because he wasn't a writer. He just played D&D and
improv.
Was a fun guy to know.
Light the fuse and see what explodes.
The problem was that my sister Beth said it the best. Everything fell apart. Beth, I don't know. I'm being pulled in three directions in the mid-90s of the Renaissance Festival. Also, like Beth said, you tried to turn a bunch of stoners into actors. What did you think was going to happen? This is why you're the best of the three of us, because you're smarter than me. You're the best looking of all of us. Beth always has the answer. This is why I ask my sister when I'm having a really hard time. And she was right, even though she was a part of it, even though she was a part of my juggling troupe. A lot of the times, what you want to do and what you can do are conflicting. But coming out of that, Mike he wanted me to be Smee, only he didn't want me to be Smee from Hook he wanted me to be Smee from the cartoon. And it's like, dude, I don't want to do that. I want to juggle and tell jokes and be funny in the street and hawk for shot. No, I really need your help. I really need your help. Meanwhile, Paul, oh, I need you in Bedlam. I need you in Bedlam. We don't. I love Alicia Keenan. I love Sam Riggs. I love them. They're great. They're my friends. I miss them dearly. When I was in my late teens and early 20s, I hung out with them a lot. They were into astrology and tarot and aura reading and all this other stuff. They were into so much stuff I don't even remember. They were huge in the metaphysical community. They made Bedlam Bells with Paul. So for me, sure, I'm a primate that talks and thinks. I'm a human riding around on the planet, hurtling through space in unknown territory. So of course things like astrology and numerology and runes and all the other stuff that they could teach me was interesting. And then I had already met a different guy named Pete Madsen. He was big in the Potawatomi Uncompahgre Ute tribe up in Utah, and also in the very small community of the recovering injury bodybuilders. And he was he got burned over 70% of his body, and then they gave him in the late 60s, early 70s, there was this Indian guru that was visiting America and taught him how to visualize not just healing isn't in just diet and medicine. It's also in the mind.
Big time.
So
this is why placebos work.
You'll have no argument from me.
They don't always work, but belief is powerful.
Belief is extremely powerful. So this dude taught Pete to imagine pain and invasive injury and disease as in that the disease is, and especially because he was native, the disease is the circle of settlers, and his healing ability of his body is this just ocean wave of natives just wiping out. And it worked. So I learned not Morgan, Jeff, Aaron, Billy, Chad, just Bo. Pete wasn't just learning metaphysics and Native American culture, and there's two types of, the term medicine men or shaman is a blanket term for two distinct paths. Your seer, like Pete was, they are like Sitting Bull. They get visions of the future. They see what's coming. Most of the time, they have to advise other people to try to change it, but most of the time, people are people. So then you've got your shaman medicine man. Oh, you've got this rash. Use that. They're more like a apothecary and I want to say druidical, but without the magic or the more of the herbs and the
homeopathic.
Thank you. Homeopathic remedies and things like that. So, on the other hand, He taught me all about hypnotherapy, and I had been on a past life regression, which was eye-opening. Before I met him, and then he basically taught me how to do hypnotherapy and what to do when someone has a mind cap that's blown, which is a mind cap is they have a super traumatic experience. You can use your own imagination, and they basically forget that it happened and they pave right over it. Well, when you count somebody down to when you're trying to align the id, the ego, and the superego, some of those mind caps blow like Total Recall style. So you kind of have to know how to talk them out of the trauma and not to relive it, to look at it like they're watching a movie. It's someone else. That's not you. And that's happened to me because I've taken over 250 people down, and it's not that they don't tell you, it's that they don't remember because they've convinced themselves not to remember. And 1 minute you're like, okay, everything's calm, and we're going down now to number 97, and we're breathing, and all of a sudden they start breathing crazy and sweating and grabbing the chair they're sitting in, and then you're like, okay, this is not, you're not see, you have to, well, I don't want to go through it right now, it's sticky, but you know what I mean. I don't know, have you ever been on a past life regression or done any hypnotherapy?
No, never.
You really get to meet yourself, much like natal astrology. You really get to meet yourself.
I'm not sure I want to meet myself. I don't think I would get along with me.
I like me, and I really hate me. All the same. What is it? You can't make jokes about me. I'm the best comedian about me. I've had decades to make jokes about. You think this is bullying? Sorry, off topic.
I have to laugh at myself.
Star Wars was what we were originally talking to, and I'm going to segue all the way back to that. So,
bring it.
You have met Don, Tom, and Tim Coffey, hopefully Annie. Any of the Coffey brothers through Paul?
The names sound familiar, but
if you were at the parties early
on, I probably met them.
Then you probably met them.
Because I fell out of touch with Paul for a long time.
No, you don't say. Do tell. He's dead.
And then there was back in, I would say, 2013, 2014, I had started a DnD game, and we'd cross paths occasionally, and I messaged him and said, hey, because he had messaged me and said, hey, do you still play D&D? And it was like, as a matter of fact, we're doing this.
Shit in the woods.
And I got him, I pulled him back in, and addicted to the cult of D&D. Well, I've done it to so many people.
Donnie and Tim and Tom, I think Donnie met Cookie. I have to ask Don. I love them all. And I miss their dad so much, Don Sr. Don Sr. was a POW for years, put in a bamboo cage, Vietnam. 5 cages down from Senator John McCain. And oh man, did he have terrible things to say about John McCain. That fucking rich boy got let go, and the rest of he left us there. Holy crap.
Actually, John McCain was offered to let go. And, because he was the son of an admiral, they were going to let him go, and he turned it down.
At first, and then he left. But so, again, I didn't mean to start a political thing, but I'm repeating what Don Sr. said. He was there.
I'm just repeating the anecdotes that I've heard. I have no
Yeah.
veracity, and I have no desire to defend
Oh,
or
Don Senior
slag
did.
John McCain.
If you were liked by him, you were his accomplice and in on all of his devious plans. If he didn't like you, which there were a few in the circle of friends in the 90s and that he did not like, that he went out of his way to make war with. He loved Cookie immediately, but he kind of went over the top with Cookie, so Cookie, and he kind of made fun of him a lot. So Cookie kind of had a love-hate relationship with Don Sr., and then later they lived together, so, I mean, he didn't hate him, and then Don had a lot of medical problems later, Agent Orange and all that fun. So, Cookie, in the beginning, he kind of looks like John Belushi. He has that kind of look at him. His father, holy crap, one of the most decorated privates of World War II. And he and one of his uncles, because he's the youngest of like 8, they want to make a movie of his dad. And I am 100%. But the family, most of the brothers and sisters don't want to do it. This guy, holy shit, this guy, Normandy is divided up into beaches, right? So what's the busiest one? Because he's actually on Utah, which is a little bit...
I believe Omaha was where
Omaha is
the main
the
action
worst.
happened.
But Utah, they're still bombing. And they make him build a fence while the beach is being shelled. And he did it. They made him storm. I got to meet Cookie's father. The dude is a legend. He was great. I loved both of his parents. They took Cookie's dad to see Saving Private Ryan. And he didn't say a word the entire movie. And on the way out, Jeff, I didn't get to go I was working. But Jeff and Cookie and Donnie and there were like 2 others that went. I think Big Mike went. And they're like, is that what it was like? He's like, yeah, that was actually very accurate. Here's what's wrong with it. But that was what Omaha, Utah, and all of it. That's what Normandy was like.
Oh, I imagine. Yeah,
was a death trap.
That movie pulled no punches. And what they did was, a lot of movies that are filmed D-Day always have a big shot looking down on the battlefield so you can see what was going on. Spielberg filmed all of that at ground level,
yeah.
it was all confusing
all
and
level.
Fucking scary and brutal.
The way it should
and
be.
So you didn't really know what was going on, so the audience was just as confused and scared as everybody else. This is why he's a master.
So Cookie...
Jaws is still one of the scariest movies I've ever
Jaws
seen.
is great. All of Spielberg's movies are great. So Cookie says... We were playing D&D and we were getting burned out, and he's like, if you want, I can DM Star Wars. And to go back to all the Star Wars canon and everything, I'm like, okay, here's my problem with DMing Star Wars. If you're going to DM Star Wars, I do not want to meet R2, C-3PO, Vader, Empire, Luke, Leia. I don't want to be in the Skywalker Empire. He's like, well, where do you want to play? He's like, can't we go way back? Like, way back. He's like, old Republic. And again, this is the mid-90s. Because I gave all that unnecessary history, but I was being pulled in different... Back then, there was a power struggle in Bedlam Bells Morris between Paul and Sam and Alicia. And Paul wanted me to be in the group because Ryan Shields was in it and Rico Seago was in it. Richard Segal was in it, but Richard was dating Sam, and Ryan was just having a good time. You know, one of those things. So, this isn't an ego thing. This is a reality. They had no audience in the very beginning in 93, even though Bedlam had been around for a year or two, and not at fair. It was 93 was pretty much the first year Bedlam Bells, which doesn't even exist anymore, was out at the Renaissance Festival. And I was a street character, so I had the street character job that the Ren Fair was hiring me for, but in my in-between times, Paul was like, come watch the show, be a part of the audience, please. And then I started dating Teresa Kopaz, who was one of the members of Bedlam. We only dated for like 6 months, and Teresa's awesome. I mean, even after, we're still friends. I wish her all the best. Teresa's great, but we just didn't fit. So, the problem was, the show is funny if you know you guys. You're doing a whole lot of inside jokes and other stupid crap that, dude, that's not funny. So I started like hawking for them and being their comedy while they were doing the dances. And then there was the argument of don't sing, don't do that. So I joined the group, but then Sam and Alicia are upset with me because I don't want to do a whole lot of the dances. It's like, well, I'm your fool. Well, but the fool has to do the dances. Okay, traditionally, yes, but Americans don't even understand what Morris dancing is. You constantly forget that. And what you also forget that in English culture, Morris dancing is only observed by anthropologists, librarians, and Arnold Rimmer from Red Dwarf. Yeah. It's a geek hobby. It's a nerd hobby. It's fun to do. Kind of boring to watch. Sorry. But I'm dating one of the dancers, and one of my best friends is one of the dancers. And all my other friends are the dancers and the musicians. What do? Meanwhile, Ren Fair wants me to be a street character. Meanwhile, Big Mike wants me to put together a pirate troupe.
Everybody wants you.
So, I joined Bedlam for a while, and at the height of frustration, a year later in 94, Mike's like, I think a pirate troupe would be great. Around that time, also Cutthroat Island comes out with Gina Davis.
I remember it, yes.
Yeah, it was okay.
I didn't watch it. It didn't look interesting to me.
You didn't miss anything. So anyway, not to, the actors are great, but it's not always their fault that the movie isn't that great. They still have to listen to a director and executives and producers. So
if you don't get a good performance from an actor, I put that on the director.
Yeah.
And the casting director.
Yeah. And
if you didn't pick somebody that can play the role, that's on you.
The meantime, Bedlam is falling apart, and it's also going together. So it isn't until later that Sam leaves Bedlam to go do Sam and Alicia leave to go do belly dancing that Paul and Kathy assume control of Bedlam. By then, I'm dating and then married to Christine, because that's the late 90s. So Paul finds out that Christine is an accordion player. Her and my biggest mistake ever was telling Paul Christine could play accordion well, because Christine's intelligent. She has an IQ of 146. She's a very smart lady, my ex. So Paul puts a bug in her ear, and he knows Christine because he's been hanging out with her, because immediately, girlfriend, acceptance. So I start bringing her around in 99, 2000, actually 2000. Because I don't meet her until September, October of 99. And I'm her boss in 99. I'm her lead, her supervisor. So he finds out in 2000, late 2000, that she can play accordion. And at first he doesn't believe her. And then she whips it out and starts playing stuff. And he's like, oh, what the fuck, Kelly? How do you not tell me that your fucking girlfriend plays accordion? Dude, she probably doesn't want to do Morris dancing. It's fucking boring. What I didn't know is Christine harbored a jealousy/curiousness of the stage performers. And I can do that. I'm super talented. Yes, you are. But you have an amazing singing voice. There's really no singing in Bedlam. Now, there was in the early 90s. Anyway, that's another story. So, Paul convinces Christine to join Bedlam in like 2002, 2001. So she hands management of the shop over to Tawny, and we do, and she learns, oh my God, being a Ren Fair performer and being a stage performer is hard. Well, yeah, it's technically 7 shows a day. Opening gate, 5 shows on a stage, closing gate, 7 shows a day.
It's work.
That's why they beg for tips. They worked really fucking hard. So that only lasted a year. Now you know my hate-love for Ren Fair. Because this is what I did in the early 90s when I had Eclipse. And we did 5 shows a day at Devonshire.
You know, when Paul first drifted away from the SCA to start doing Ren Fair, he tried to pull me in.
Yep.
And I think at the time, you know, doing the Ren Fair would interfere with the job that I had, and so I ended up picking the job, which was a shit job anyways, which, you know, didn't last a lot longer.
Yeah. Now, I have never been in the military. I kind of wanted to go, but all of my family members told me to stay out of the military. They didn't like their experience.
It was all right.
Everyone I know that has been in the military says that Ren Fair and subsequently Haunted House is exactly like the military, except without live ammunition and real explosions and an actual drill sergeant. Because you have this small group working in tandem and working together against a much larger foe. And you form these bonds.
It does.
So, I've never done the SCA, but I've done Ren Fair, and people who have been in the military and have done both, and Haunts, say that all 3 are pretty much the same. Probably the SCA more so because there's actual warfare involved.
The camping part, maybe, but what I did in the Army was nothing like being in the SCA. The SCA for us, we weren't part of the. I mean, Paul got into a little bit of the fighting right before he jumped over to Ren Fair, but most of us, we were just drunken and debauched. All we cared about was chasing skirts and beer.
Paul was very unhappy with the SCA. He said it several times, and I remember he and Sam were dating, and Sam brought him to the Coronado Renaissance Festival, and that was the first time I met him. And he was fantastic. I mean, he was sociable. He loved Jason and I, and of course my sister, right off the bat, and Marco and Ryan. Well, all of the like core, and even DiSilvestro. I mean, DiSilvestro was there the night that he had the aneurysm. Mike then, Michelle now. Mike was working on his neck, and he's like, oh my God, I killed Paul. Dude, if anything, you saved his life. You probably worked that blood clot free that almost killed him. Oh, I never thought of it that way. Yeah, dude, don't blame yourself for... Also, he chain smoked constantly, and he had a bad diet. And he didn't exercise. You also have to take those factors into... I mean, not that that's everything, but...
he gave up smoking, but I watched the boy eat. His diet didn't change.
Paul's love for sugar was pretty much his undoing. And he gave it up after he almost died.
I love sugar too.
Oh, me too. But it's a terrible poison.
It is. So I limit it to, I have 2 cups of coffee a day with sugar in it or something sugary in it. I've tried artificial sweeteners. Yep. I don't like any of them.
Oh.
If I was told by my doctor, you can't ever have any sugar, I'd go back to drinking coffee black.
I add milk.
Or maybe with half and half. I don't really care for milk. Period.
I'm a big fan of milk.
I'm not. I like milk alternatives. I'm just, I have no dietary restriction of it. I just don't really care for the taste of it, especially hot.
I rarely drink hot milk. It's usually cold out of the refrigerator or in coffee.
Yeah, but when you pour it in hot coffee, it makes it hot.
Well, I don't know. Maybe use I don't have an answer. I'm sorry.
Like I said, I use half and half for mocha mix and no sugar and drink it like that, or just drink it black. Yeah. The Army got me to drink it black because, you'd be out in the field and they'd come out with the silver bullet, this big 5-gallon tureen of coffee. And if you were lucky, they brought cups.
My dad, even Ed. Ed is a big...
There's nothing that went with it.
Every time we go to breakfast, every time we go to breakfast, Ed will, coffee, black. Oh, do you want cream and sugar? Oh, please. Well, not sugar, but I think I like, out of yellow, pink, and blue, I think I pick yellow the most. Out of the
Splenda.
Well, here's your choices with coffee: sugar or artificial sweetener. So here's your choices: diabetes or cancer. Cancer, please.
For me, it's about taste, and there are things that if I can't have the actual thing, substitutes just don't do. You just do without certain things.
Have you ever played the Star Wars RPG?
I have played a little bit of the original, what was called West End Games,
yes,
or the D6 Star Wars RPG. Let me move my Joe Cool out of the way.
Joe Cool. Nice. Well, if you wouldn't mind, I have to run to the
I'm a big Joe Cool guy.
I have to run to the restroom real quick. Give me 2 minutes, but you can describe your Star Wars experience while I am urinating. Hold on.
What I was gonna say, and I think we'll wait for Bill to get back so I can show him this. This is gonna blow his mind. Bill's got some RPG experience, but me, I've got so much stuff. And I'd love to win the lottery so I could spend all my time playing it, because a lot of it I don't think I'm ever going to get to play. So, in addition to this, I need to get back to streaming. As I said, I am going to start doing a Sunday stream, most likely survival games. Conan Exiles, which is about to go through a major update. They're updating it from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5, and combining the two separate maps into one game. I'm talking about Conan Exiles.
Yes.
Conan Exiles was built on Unreal Engine 4. In approximately 7 days, they're going to roll out a new build of it on Unreal Engine 5 for free.
Free is the best spice of life.
Well, free to those that already own the game. They're not giving the game away. But if you own the game, you get the upgrade for free. And one of the things is it's going to improve the performance of the game, so the machines that struggled with it before probably won't struggle as much.
Really?
It's also going to be able to... Right now, there are 2 different maps, 2 different game worlds that you can play the game on.
Yeah.
This update will combine them into one massive game world.
You and Paul and your wife are obsessed with that game.
Me more so than anybody. The whole genre of survival games is just a thing for me.
Well, no, Conan mostly.
Conan by far is admittedly my favorite.
Clay has
favorite
the
game.
Big book. He had it on the. He's like, look, and, oh wow, Conan, Robert Howard. So
nice, but yeah. One thing, there's another survival game out there, Ark. Recently updated their stuff from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5, but what they did was they released the updated game as an entirely different version of the game that's not backwards compatible, and charged you money for it. Conan's giving theirs away to anybody that's already played the game.
I like Exiles.
Looking forward to it.
Oh, good. But it's just such a huge resource hog. I mean, the game's just massive. And then if you pick Crom, you don't get any bonuses at all.
Well, no, and the bonuses are minimal because what you do in that game is you can build basically a shrine to your god, and each shrine has like a ceremonial weapon, and you go out and kill people, and you use the ceremonial weapon to harvest whatever it is that god wants from the dead. So you're basically harvesting the dead to feed your altar to power it up to higher power, which can make a few minor things. It's more of a prestige thing than a actual major game benefit. Like,
sorry, hold on. I stepped on the cord. Trying to turn on the light because it's getting dark outside.
I hate it when that happens. Yes.
Oops. I stepped on my cord.
I'm overly well lit. I've got 2, studio photography lamps, with the little white umbrellas.
Yeah.
That's basically the lighting for my living room is those. We bought them years ago for streaming, and they just stopped using the other lamps.
Well, sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Like and subscribe. We use Discord, and I'm always amazed that when I'm doing a job interview and I'm on Zoom or Teams and I turn my camera on, it's like, that's how I look. Where here on Discord, it's like cameras from the late 1980s. Hi, we're here at Willow's birthday. It's like, why are these so low res? The camera's the same camera. It's the software.
Yeah.
And that's really okay because Discord isn't for high-res visual graphics. It's to keep up with the video game you're playing.
It's really not.
No.
But
it's free, and that's all we've got.
It does all right. I mean,
does.
My wife and I, well, sometimes if we don't want to sit in front of the TV if we're like watching a movie while we're doing something else.
Mm.
We'll just go into a Discord channel and just stream it so that we can, I can watch it on my screen while she's watching it on hers.
Yeah.
That's how we binge Supernatural.
Supernatural. I love that show.
Yeah. We last August we went to Chicago to visit her mom.
Oh, nice.
And while we were there, her mom is the one that got us addicted to that show back in like season 2. She came out to visit and said, "You have to watch the Winchesters."
Yeah, I didn't want to buy into the hype like most things, but after actually sitting down and watching the first season, holy shit, this is a really good show.
It went deep too. And
they did their homework on cryptids and paranormal critters.
Oh yeah, it was all as accurate to the folklore as it could be.
Scary accurate.
We caught a few episodes while we were out there, and so we came back and decided to watch. So we started, in August with season 1, and we've been binging, and we're almost done with season 14 now. We've got one more to go.
I got to season 9.
And now I can say I have seen because I watched the last season live when it aired.
Yeah.
So I've got one more episode of this season, and then I will have seen every episode of Supernatural at least once.
It's great. Dean, Sam, Sammy, Deanie, Rosie, idiots. You're my brother. I'm your brother. Sam, Sammy, Dean, Deanie, Sam. I'm your brother. Yeah. Oh, Saffy. Hello. Cat. Mysterious cattail.
You need to train her to make it like a black mustache.
I should. Okay, hold on. We've been on air for 2 hours and 1 minute. I light another stick of incense 40 minutes after I light the first one, which went out a long time ago. Cat. It's a simulation. Thank you very much. Like and subscribe. We live in a... Uh-oh. I hate it when my phone vibrates.
The trick is realizing there is no spoon.
There is no spoon. It's a very beautiful prison, Earth. It really is. It's so gorgeous. We were talking about that. We were talking about
one guy. Put me back. Put me back.
Yeah. Sylvester Stallone said it best from Demolition Man. Put me back in the fridge. When they're singing Armor Hot Dogs at him. Armor Hot Dogs. What? They're called mini tunes. They were called commercials in your day. That's now. The worst part is the world is becoming idiocracy, and
the world has become idiocracy.
Oh, yeah. That's part of it.
I can see the world of the Fifth Element coming.
The Fifth Element, where there's the Fifth Element or idiocracy, where there's trash everywhere and nobody knows how to do anything except a select few. Scary part is America's become the Squid Games a lot more than we realize. It's nothing new. It's been like that since the 70s, where most of your elderly spend what small precious money they can muster on lottery tickets in the hopes that they'll have enough just to survive till they die. Because there's a mixed bag with the elderly. Some of them should be exonerated and cared for and be teachers, and others not so much. We should just maintain you for your final days. So it really depends on. So these two guys, let me see if I can get the camera around, were adopted, and both of them, one of the bigger guy it's not much light down there.
I can see him.
Mr. Wiggles and Mr. Ruckus are fighting. They play fight all day long. They're bros. Because Ruckus is about a year old, and Wiggles is 2.5.
So cute.
But really, they're stalking Safi because they love her. And she's 7. she's the mysterious older lady. Yeah.
She's the cougar.
She is actually the opposite. She does this thing where she likes to like fuck with them for a little while, and then she doesn't want them bothering her. So right now, Mr. Wiggles is winning the fight. Soon, Mr. Ruckus will win the fight. Back and forth all day long while I'm trying to do housework. Anyway. So yeah, Star Wars. I did not want to play during the Skywalker years. I wanted to play before that. And he ran a campaign, several, actually 3 that I was involved in. The first one I played a Defel assassin. The Defel are the werewolf-looking that can go invisible and can only be seen in infrared light.
Only peripherally touched the D6 Star Wars.
Oh.
Somebody brought the stuff over. We looked over the books. I think I ran it once. It looked fantastic and I wanted to, but I didn't get the opportunity. But that was back I was heavy into 2nd edition D&D at the time. And so my world was D&D. But speaking of Star Wars role-playing games, I want to show you something.
Please do. Wow. Edge of the Empire. Core rulebook.
But wait.
There's more. Here, Safi, come down on the chair. Or here, Ruckus, come up on the chair. Shit. Uh-oh. Massive cat
Fantasy
fight.
Uh-oh. Fantasy Flight games. Check this
nice.
one out.
That one's nice.
My green screen is messing with me.
Yeah, it is. It's totally messing. Whoa! There's my camera.
There we go. Hold it close to me.
It's action. Hold it close.
But Fantasy Flight games came out with 3 role-playing games. I'm not going to bother pulling the other one down, but
Mr. Ruckus.
all based on Star Wars. The first one, Edge of the Empire, is meant to play like the cantina scene kind of stuff. Smugglers, bounty hunters, maybe somebody with a little bit of peripheral force power. Definitely no Jedi.
Gotcha.
The second book was, Age of Rebellion, which was specifically set up as a role-playing game for you to play a member of the rebellion. And then the third book, called Force and Destiny, was all about Jedi, and it was intended to be run as an all-Jedi game.
That's
and
okay.
While they're all kind of the same game, they weren't intended to be intermixed because of the character builds. Like the character builds in the Rebellion book are all, the kind of character types that, would be involved in a rebellion.
Oh.
Whereas the Force and Destiny took the correct approach, because in Star Wars, the big problem is if you have a Jedi, nobody else matters.
No. The Jedi in Star Wars are the in Shadowrun when they initiate, they're like Jedi. The rest of the party was like, "We'll guard the truck or the van, thanks. You go be godlike."
Yeah, that was kind of the one thing that had never really worked for me. I never played Shadowrun, but I did play Cyberpunk, and the whole net running part, how it basically took you to a separate thing.
Net running and being a decker in. Please stop maneuvering my monitors. Being a decker or being a net runner in Cyberpunk, it's like being a thief with your own side missions. Like when you break into somewhere, and that's great, but the rest of the party has nothing to do. And during a fight, being a decker or a net runner, you're absolutely useless. Because all of your points are in computers. Which, that's what you're paid for. You don't get paid to fire a gun. That just kind of happens because of the nature of the job.
I think that's where what would really shine is trying to do a cyberpunk type game in Savage Worlds, because Savage Worlds, the cool thing about it is it's a very streamlined game.
Yeah.
There are only like 12 skills, period.
Yeah.
And those apply to any genre. There might be a slight renaming. In a fantasy game, the skill might be called thievery. It might be called security systems in a cyberpunk game, but it's the same thing.
In cyberpunk and, well, I don't know. Are there riggers in cyberpunk? I don't remember. It's been so long since I played it. It's been 40 years.
What is a rigger?
Riggers in Shadowrun, they control vehicles and drones.
No. Cyberpunk was an odd duck in that, it didn't have what you would consider standard character
Oh my
classes.
God. Do you want
It had like the rocker boy and the
Solo,
corpo,
nomad,
and
corporate,
and the corpo,
net runner.
the net runner, and
Shadowrun has Street Saffy. Oh my God! Shadowrun has Street Sam, Merc, Bodyguard. They still have Rocker Boy, Decker, Rigger. Riggers are useless outside their vehicles. It's like BattleTech. You don't want to fight anybody outside your mech. You want to go sit in your mech and fight somebody. That's where all your best skills are, for example. So having a rigger is really important in the group, but you kind of have to... That's like one of your tech friends in real life should play the rigger, or the net runner decker, or even in Star Wars, Splicer, which I can't...
There has to be a way
I think Decker sounds coolest.
Yeah.
Splicer sounds pretty
Star
cool.
Wars Slicer is what Star Wars calls
Oh, is it? It's not Splicer, it's Slicer? Excuse me.
Slicer.
I'm sorry.
In the Star Wars unit, they call it slicing. Yes. Why, I don't know. I guess just to be different. But
It's been decades. Forgive me.
Oh, good. But,
Not you.
Yeah.
Well, I know, you'll forgive me.
I am glad we have our little Saturday group, because I look forward to exploring other RPGs with you guys.
Yes.
Right now, we're still on the old school D&D kick. Everybody's vibing on it. I think the next session will be the follow-up to the last one. You guys have thwarted the curse on the village. Now you have to go save the king's feast from the three hags.
I think that it's doubly good, because on one, we've kind of... Not every D&D campaign, even if they're best friends, function as a... Here, come down here. Come down here. No one wants to see your butthole.
Yeah, and you get a big group of friends. Not everybody is friends with everybody.
No, and not everybody...
Everybody's in friends with somebody.
Yes. Not everybody cohesively works together. So, the fact that we all get together and we all respect one another and everything's going well leads on to play other games, because sometimes when you play the more futuristic or the more post-apocalyptic games, people get to be really into their character and they start taking it too seriously.
Well, I've been keeping it light. The last adventure we had, there were a couple of places where if things went wrong, somebody could have died.
Also,
there's always the risk is there, but I also reward innovative play, and I've had game masters that basically it's almost like a sport to them. The game starts out, all right, we come to the first fight. We have a fight. Then we have a little bit of narrative that leads into the next fight, and we
Yeah.
have a fight that leads into the next fight. And all you're doing is having a combat, another combat, another combat. There was a time, and there are some games that are like that. And if you want to run that kind of game, cool.
Well, I mean,
But
even once
it's
in
not what I want to run.
even once in a while, that's okay. But you're right. That's checkers, and I love checkers, but I don't want to play checkers every night. You know, some nights I want to play darts. Some nights I want to play shoots and ladders, or whatever. You know, game of life.
Yeah,
Not Monopoly.
it's a
that's for
fact that every game master runs the game he wishes he could play in.
sure. Boom, right there.
And that's, every game master.
Yeah.
This is the game I would like to play in if.
If I could join you guys, which I can't, except as the NPC.
No,
This was
we call that the DMPC, and it's the dreaded DMPC. You never have the DMPC, or if you do, it needs to be a sidekick.
Yep.
If the dungeon master's character is as bad or badder than everybody else, why are you even here?
Yeah. The best part about D&D is it's so different than normal board games because you're working together. You're not against one another. Which even playing... Oh, I wanted to go on and on and on. Pete was going to drop off the Franken truck. So I called Ed and Scott and, Clay was already here. He lives here. So... it wasn't boom, boom, boom. It was, hey, what? How you doing? What's going on? I just want to let you know we're going to be late. Okay, I'm doing stuff around the house, dude. When you get here is when you get here. I'm not. He was under a timeline for people in Mesa that he was trying to get, both of them, Judy and Pete, were trying to get in contact with. I don't know what they were buying from these people, but it was sketchy communication. So, okay, no problem. We're here. So, Ed got here. Scott got here. Actually, no, excuse me. Scott never showed up. Oh, I'm so tired, and it's been... Anyway, Scott got waylaid. His mom had a whole bunch of fucking projects for him to do. So he never made it over here. So the three of us played Catan. Have you ever played Catan?
No, but I'm very familiar with it. I've watched people play it.
I have never, ever played it. I have seen it since the 90s. And not that I have fuck that game, man. I just never had the opportunity. Nobody had
I'm
it.
always game for any game.
Me too. Except Monopoly. Fuck Monopoly.
Monopoly is a sociopathic nightmare. If you are good at Monopoly, it does not speak well of your character. Same with Illuminati. If you're good at Illuminati, you are not a good person.
Probably.
Have you ever played Illuminati?
No.
By Steve Jackson Games? Ermagerd. We need to play Illuminati. Basically,
somebody had that.
Paul had it. Ken had it. Ken Carter had it.
I love Ken. I haven't talked to him in forever.
I haven't talked to him in a long time.
Why aren't we talking to Ken? We love Ken.
I kind of lost
So
touch with him
jealous
for a
of his
while.
hair. He had the longest fucking black hair. Like him and Tom Coffey. There's a total cat war going on beneath me in butcher paper. We put up, there was packing and it was a long piece of butcher paper. And Clay was going to throw it away. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm going to throw this away. No, stretch that out in the computer room. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, just watch. Sure enough,
Cats
within
love it.
20 minutes, cat mayhem. Oh, sorry. Oh, shit. But yeah,
I see the swishy tail. I know what a swishy tail is.
So
That means up to no good.
Yeah, the best thing is that they're chewing on the paper now. All it takes is some movement on the paper, and then they
Yeah,
start.
Panda has a box, and every once in a while he'll start chewing on it, and we'll tell him to
Right
stop.
on.
He's like the only cat I have ever met that when you tell him to stop doing something, he will actually stop doing it.
That's insane.
Yeah. He'll be in my chair, and I'll be petting him, and he'll want to start clawing the chair, and I go, no claws, and he'll stop.
Ruckus sometimes retracts his claws when he's fighting me, but most of the time, no. God
Yeah, my
damn it,
last
the moment
cat
I
Flag.
actually film them, they stop. Like they know they're being filmed.
Oh, yeah. My last
There,
cat Flag,
that's what I was trying to get on
he was a
camera.
camera hand.
Yes. All they do is play fight all day long. And remember, the guy on the left was abandoned for 4 days in an apartment all on his own, and he was under a year old. And the bigger one, the one that's half Mancoon, well, I mean, the crazy lady that's in episode 63, her daughter, I worked with her at Wendy's, and her daughter basically left Mr. Wiggles locked in a bedroom all weekend long. They're still wrestling. I'm just tired of holding the camera. The wrestling, they have the paper between them, and they're both attacking each other through the paper. Oh, this is normal.
Yes.
So yeah, that was my experience for Star Wars. Star Wars was awesome if you play it before the Skywalkers.
Yes, I've always been a fan of no Skywalkers in my Star Wars. I have run 2 Star Wars campaigns using the books that I showed you.
Really?
Yes.
Books.
The first one,
Sad.
I forget. I can't remember. I had a cool name for it. But basically, the idea was, the premise was Mace Windu did not die in the battle against Palpatine.
Really?
He fell, but he didn't die. And Heart of Twilight was the name of the campaign.
Really?
And the Heart of Twilight was the name of Mace Windu's ship. And that was basically what they were tracking down, is what happened to his ship.
Yes.
And they were going to find him as part of the... And we did not get to finish that campaign.
That's a shame. That sounds like a pretty awesome campaign.
Yeah. The other Star Wars campaign I ran, and it ran for a couple of years, was called The Hidden Path. And basically, there was this Jedi Master who was prescient. He could see the future. And so he saw Order 66 coming and knew that he wasn't going to be able to stop it. So he took 6 younglings and went and found a planet that was off the
beaten path.
Yeah, basically on a hidden path. And there's a lot of details into why it's called the Hidden Path. And basically all of these 6 younglings, Jedi, and this Force and Destiny book has 6 different Jedi classes. It has, like, you know, your paladin type Jedi, your nature
Fighter,
Jedi, and
your druid,
yeah,
your tech.
so that you could have a whole party of Jedi, and they would all be different.
There's even a Wookiee Jedi at one point, and he uses the Force for technology and fixing stuff.
But anyways, these they're on a planet that's hidden away, and it's one of 6 planets that all have doomsday weapons hidden on them.
Really?
Brian Daley, British author, back in the 80s wrote a trio of novels about Han Solo that took place before Star Wars in an area called the corporate sector. And one of the stories was about them looking for a treasure of Zim the Despot, some sort of warlord from, ancient Star Wars history. And so my campaign revolved around these 6 planets that all had doomsday weapons developed by Zim the Despot. And of course, you know, outside Order 66 is going on, the Empire is raging full, and somebody eventually finds a path to this planet and brings the Empire and the war to it. And so you have these 6 young Jedi that, dealing with the Empire, alternate timeline. There was no Luke Skywalker in my world. In my world, Anakin Skywalker choked Padme to death and killed Obi-Wan Kenobi at the Battle of,
It's dark.
Yes. At the Battle of Mustafar, where, Darth Vader, got his legs cut off.
Yep.
That didn't happen.
So he's fully complete in that world.
Yeah. Well, he was still Darth Vader. I didn't go into details. Yeah. It was just,
Dark.
He was still a cyborg, but yeah. Basically alternate timeline. And when you're doing a role-playing game, you have to basically, that's where you get to bend canon, because you're writing fan fiction at this point.
D&D is the original fan fiction, really. You take a plot, you tweak it a bunch, and suddenly it's your own creation. Homebrew, as they call it today. It's not that far off, really.
Collective improv.
Collective improv.
It's like it's like troop improv. That's why I used to be a very uptight and reserved game master. Now I'm totally relaxed in game master mode. I just kind of slip into it. And you notice that when we run the games, we're there for 7 hours. I don't sit down. I just don't.
No,
I can't.
You're all around.
I really
hard,
can't.
Like playing Catan, it's hard to... Oh, there's a cat beneath me. I didn't know you were there. Hey, guys. The boys are fighting underneath me now. It's one of the... It's like Risk. It's a standing game. Oh, thanks. I got a high five. Without claws. That's a good thing. Games are multi... They're societal. Are you getting tired? You getting to that?
No, point? I always just... It's that day. No, we're good.
It's been a long damn day. Got a lot done.
I just, every once in a while, I yawn all day long.
Well, I
have insomnia, so my sleep at night is broken, so I'm always tired.
Did you sleep good? Define good. Well,
no.
I rarely more than 4 hours. Good. I consider that a good night. What do you mean you got 4 hours? Well, I woke up to use the bathroom. Well, I woke up because the cats woke me up. Well, I woke up because, like the other night,
pretty much it's only the bathroom that wakes me up, but I have to wake up sometimes 3 times during the night.
No cords. I know it's the same kind of toys we play with you, but these are important cords. Leave those alone. No more cords for cats. But it's some douchebag the other night was up at I think somebody's... A couple kids painted a house with paintballs. Because all I heard was airsoft fire. It's after midnight. God damn it. The cats are going to wake me up at 4, whether I want to be up or not. I don't appreciate this.
For us, what wakes us up is... I live on Mill Avenue in my town, south of the university, on a stretch between the university and the freeway, and people like to use Mill Avenue and the 60 as the launching point to go racing east on the 60 at 2 o'clock in the morning. And of course, when they run back up, they have to come down Mill Avenue revving their engine at 2 o'clock in the morning before they get on the freeway. The motorcycles are the worst.
Yeah, I
But
live
every
by the
night,
51. I hear you. Oh, every night.
I'll say, hey, Ducky has joined us. She's a friend of mine.
Oh,
Ducky the Dragon
welcome,
Tamer. She also
Ducky.
streams.
Good. Streaming. Yeah, but I hear you because I live by the 51
And unfortunately, my bedroom window faces that road. And there's just a short bit of parking lot and a steel fence. So I get all of it. But that, I mostly tune out. It wakes my wife up. So she sleeps with headphones on and music going.
Sleeper.
She's a light sleeper. Me, I am not a light sleeper.
Honey, what's going on?
I am not a particularly light sleeper. If the sounds in the house are familiar sounds to me, people going in and out of the bathroom, somebody banging around in the kitchen, the TV on, people, voices I know talking or whatever, sleep right through it. However, something sounds out of place, like, the front door, keys in the front door at
Suddenly.
2 o'clock in the morning. That will wake me up. Or a voice I don't recognize.
Suddenly you're a feral ninja responding to impulse. Yeah.
Oh, God, no. I'd be so dangerous to myself trying to jump out of bed. But no, it's when a noise is out of place, it'll wake me up every time.
Pretty much. It depends. If sleep is determined by how much physical activity I have done the previous day. If I have had a very physical day, I'll get maybe 6 hours and I'll be happy. If I've not been doing a whole lot, I'm probably going to be up every hour. And then I have to force myself to go back to sleep. That's just...
for me, it starts out with, I'll be laying in bed, and if I can't drift off in the first 15 minutes, I know it's not going to be a good night. I'm just going to be awake. But I'm one of those people that I can wake up because I have to pee, and then go right back to sleep.
Sometimes I can do that.
Most of the time I can do that. So the thing is that I rarely ever get that really deep REM sleep. If I do, it's right at the end of the night because I'm always dreaming when the alarm clock goes off.
I realized how good at meditation I was when Christine and I first got together. You're snoring. I'm not doing anything. I'm just lying here. You are snoring. No, I'm not. I was thinking about like 8 things, and I explained them to her. Well, those 8 things caused you to snore. I can't really argue that because I was thinking about other stuff. So, yeah, apparently I'm in deep sleep, but I don't realize it because I'm so busy focused on what I'm thinking about. Interesting, but not very helpful.
I don't know, just sometimes my mind goes a mile a minute, and other times, and sometimes the physical activity doesn't. I can have an absolutely brutal day at work, just come home exhausted and not be able to sleep. Sometimes, and then, and then other times, just be all day long. I'll be doing this. God forbid I'm at work and I have to sit down at the damn computer.
My last
if
week.
I don't like sitting at the computer at work because if I'm there for more than 5 minutes, I'm doing this.
I was reading something on the monitor one day at the last job at Peckham where I was doing passport stuff. And I was constantly waking up to Sheena because she would fall. She rode the bus a lot, so she had a long bus ride, so she was always falling asleep at work. I gave her one of my cat fight. I gave her one of my the bottled latte frappuccino things. And then all of a sudden one day I'm reading on the monitor, but I was working 3 jobs not at the end. I was still working 2. And I'm reading, and the next thing I know, I feel, hey, what? She's like, you fell asleep. I'm like, oh my God, was I snoring? And I look up, and everybody around me is smiling, and she's like, yeah. Don't worry. None of the supervisors were around. Oh, there's cat murder going on.
That looks risque.
This is all day, dude. I should really be recording this because it's hilarious. They're so happy.
Zoomies.
Yeah. All they do is play after being trapped in rooms for so long. I'm happy for the boys. So yeah, oh my God, you're snoring. And then I'm like, oh my, thank you. She's like, oh, it happens. Because all day, most of the time, to the 2 of them, don't do it. Don't do it, Mary. Don't fall asleep. And they would smile at me. Don't do it, Tashina. Don't fall asleep. Don't.
It was finally you.
It was finally me after me warning them for weeks and weeks and weeks. It's finally my turn. Because all I do is drink coffee. And today I'm going to be like, I'll drink less coffee. Okay, that's a bad idea.
I will never drink less coffee.
Amen, brother.
It's like one of my favorite sayings is, I gave up drinking coffee for good. Now I only drink coffee for evil.
It's true. It's very true. Coffee is the lifeblood of the workers. I've said that 1,000 times, and I will say it 1,000 more.
It is.
One game, I've said it again and again and again and again, and I've got the box set. I've got 2 of the black books. Traveler and D&D come out at basically the same. Well, D&D's older, but Traveler.
D&D came out first. The
77.
Traveler was right behind.
In 77.
Traveler is like it was D&D was first, and then I think next, the second role-playing game ever published was by a gentleman by the name of Ken St. Andre, who is a librarian from Phoenix, Arizona.
Really?
And he didn't like how complicated D&D was, so he wrote a simplified version of it called Tunnels and Trolls, and founded Flying Buffalo Games, and it actually had a game store in the East Valley for a while.
Really?
And Tunnels and Trolls is the second oldest role-playing game, and they're coming out with a new version. And Ken St. Andre is still around. He's on Facebook.
Good for him. Yes. I know very little about Tunnels and Trolls. Not
it's
even enough
a
to
lot
like
like D&D, only it uses a 2d6 system. It's very much streamlined. Very much streamlined compared to D&D. Very, rules loose. I got
a job. Thank you, Valor.
You got a job. Nice.
Yes! The worst thing, my mother always told me when I was a teenager, never be in a hurry to leave a job, because when you get older, it's going to be harder and harder to get a job. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Sorry, dude.
No.
Tunnels and Trolls. What was the name? Sorry.
The gentleman's name was Ken St. Andre, but
Ken St. Andre. Sorry.
And then I think shortly thereafter, Empire of the Petal Throne, and then I think, Empire of the Petal Throne. Look it up.
Sounds familiar.
It's a very early. It was an early role playing game that I believe TSR actually published a box set of it at one point. Early on, it predates D&D, and it was similar. And then, but Traveler is right there among the early games. Um, I had a bad experience with Traveler when I was younger. Not so much the game, but a person, and we won't name him here because I would slander him mercilessly, and I don't want to do that without
Let's
him.
keep the council on a positive vibe. It's the same reason I don't want to
But
discuss modern politics.
this person was obsessed with Traveler to the point where I kind of got turned off by the whole idea of it. That being said, I would be more than willing to play in a Traveler game, but it's not a role-playing game like other role-playing games. It's not meant to be played the same way.
Not really.
It's almost meant to. It was really kind of a miniatures game. It's meant to be played with miniatures, and it was played with smaller scale miniatures.
It later developed into what it is.
Oh yeah, there were
now.
other later versions
Mongoose.
of it.
I think Mongoose Press does Traveler
Yes.
now. It was always there, but you never knew anybody that played it. And I had a friend, Ron and I had a friend, and Guy and I and Ron had a friend whose parents played Tunnels and Trolls, but we were playing D&D and we didn't even know what Tunnels and Trolls was. Or Top Secret, or Marvel Superheroes, or Gamma World.
We played we were dabblers growing up. Anytime a new role-playing game came out, somebody got a copy of it and we played it. Champions was one that we played heavily.
I really wanted to play Champions, but nobody played it. Nobody had it. Or an older brother played it.
We had it, and we played the shit out of it for many years.
That's awesome. What's another one I always... Well, there's a bunch that I wanted to play. Or the game Chill.
Yeah, I've played so...
It's like Call of Cthulhu.
I've played so many RPGs, and like I said, there are so many more to play. And I look forward to introducing you guys to Savage Worlds because it's crazy fun.
Yeah.
It uses card decks and poker chips in addition to dice.
That's, well... Gamma World is more like a board game with chips and dice and cards and things like that than Late Leaf in its new iteration, where it used to be a straight up box set.
Yeah,
RPG,
I've got the most
RPG.
recent publishing of Gamma World, and
Really?
it was a lot like 4th edition D&D. In fact, it was based on the same rule set, only streamlined quite a bit. And it turned into a beer and pretzels game, a game that you don't really take seriously, like Paranoia.
Paranoia is so much fun. Paranoia, Call of Cthulhu, Toon, these aren't meant to be campaign games. They're one-shots.
Yeah, no, but that's what I like about Savage Worlds is it's great for that one-shot thing. Is you can run, and unlike D&D where you have, in a D&D party you need a fighter type, and you need some spellcasters, and you need a sneaky guy, and you need a ranged guy, and you need a healer, and you need. Savage Worlds is not class based. You get skills and you get edges, and you can build it out the way you want. If you want a guy that knows some magic and can use a sword, you can play that guy. You build it your way, and you're not pigeonholed into classes. And one thing that I like about the game is if only 2 people show up to a game session in D&D, you're going to die. Savage Worlds, not so much. The game is flexible and will adjust to that.
Really?
I ran a campaign. I ran and streamed a pirate campaign on Twitch for a while. It's all up on my YouTube channel. Paul was in it. And I only had 3 players in that game.
Paul loved your Starfinder. I like Starfinder. There's a lot of really interesting things about the game, but The problem with Starfinder is it's set up for technology to be repaired or to be salvaged. It's not really set up to be streamlined, manipulated, augmented, improved.
It is, but it gets a bit crunchy with that, and it takes a while before your character gets to the level where you can actually start doing things like that. My problem with Starfinder was it really kind of got unwieldy at higher levels, and it was structured from a D&D mindset. Here's the party. You have to have a balanced party, and you all go out and do everything together. You know, that's a D&D mindset. That's why I tell people Starfinder is D&D with laser guns. It is. It's still D&D. It's D&D with science fiction trappings because all of the fantasy trappings are still there.
Expedition to the Barrier Peaks.
That was
the original D&D with laser guns.
Yes, that was epic. But that was taking people that had characters from a strict fantasy world and putting them in a hard science fiction setting and watching the clash.
Let's just see.
Whereas Starfinder is just basically they said, all right, let's take the Pathfinder game world, Galarian, and move it an unspecified number of years into the far future.
Oops.
And rather than explain
everything,
rather than explain all the history, there was the gap. And, so Starfinder had some good things going, but it was problematic. And I ran it for a while and then, moved on. I still play in a Starfinder game. My buddy Spencer77, if he's still in the chat, runs Starfinder games on Sunday nights and streams them.
Really?
So, Spencer77, people, Sunday nights, come check it out.
Because
I know my shout out command is broken. It's not working right.
I need to. Well, I mean, what doesn't make much sense to me is the whole hyperdrive, jump thing in Starfinder. I was having a blast in the game. Well, until anyway, we can always make a new game. Definitely want to go back to that broken ship planet. Hell yeah. Salvage everything. But Star Wars was fun. I have BattleTech boxes, but I've played maybe 4 games of BattleTech, and they didn't last beyond one session.
And BattleTech was never really a thing for me.
Seems cool, but
it seemed cool, but it never really grabbed me. Like I said, when we're done with what we're playing now, it will definitely be Savage Worlds because we can do so much with it. We could play literally anything we want using the Savage Worlds rules. I think if we had a smaller group, I'd run my A-team scenario for you. But I think I have the perfect scenario for you guys to do Savage Worlds. One of my favorite movies, The Warriors. Here's the scenario. You're a gang. You went to a meeting of gangs and somebody shot Cyrus. Can you dig it? And now everybody thinks you did it, and you have to get home to Coney Island.
Way out. One of the
you
best
have to
video
fight your way
games
back to Coney Island. Yes.
Warriors. Is Patrick Kelly going to be in it?
Possibly. We have a Warriors video game for the PS2 that basically it's a prequel. It's a lead up. Yes, you get to be the gang members and go around doing gang shit.
fun.
It
for
was
a video
actually
game. I had
published
it
by Rockstar Games, the same people that brought us Grand Theft Auto.
and Red Dead Online.
And Red Dead. Red Dead is an amazing game.
I love it until some asshole comes along with mods. Then the game sucks.
That's why I quit playing, because
That's why
it was hacks.
It is a huge resource hog. I'll give it that. But you're right. The mods and the assholes with mods make the game unplayable. I don't.
That's why I stopped playing Grand Theft Auto. That's why I don't know that I want to drop whatever money they want for the next Grand Theft Auto. But I did play a lot of Grand Theft Auto online, and it was an amazing time. We had a lot of fun with it. But Rockstar doesn't guard their code, and it gets hacked out of fuck.
There you go. The proof is in the pudding. Video games have become a huge part of our culture since the, mid-70s? Late 70s?
And one could
80s?
argue that in certain instances, video games are art. They're way more complex and nuanced than movies and stuff,
I think it was the early 90s that actors started being in video games, and then I would say it was the late 80s. What are you knocking off my... Hey! Go attack each other or whatever.
It was around the mid-90s when the technology got to the point where you could actually put digitized audio in the video games, and it wasn't 16-bit music.
Yeah. Or it wasn't, Dire Straits, money for nothing, chicks for free. That's the way you do it. We've come a long way. We really have. It's scary. I didn't mean to go dark. Sorry. Like and subscribe.
All good.
What's another? I have the Men in Black game. I've got a bunch of role-playing games that we'll probably never ever play, but this is cool. My team's gonna like this. No, that sounds dumb. Never mind. I just wasted money. No different than lunch or putting gas in your tank, I guess.
True.
True.
But yes, I look forward to, maybe at one point I can get somebody else to step up and run a game as well. I
Ed
can think of
expressed DMing. I've got to get back into it. I invited Ed and Christine and both of my kids and Ron and one of his kids, and everything was set up, and I'm just so burned out on DMing after having to do it for decades.
Trust me, I know the feeling. You start to run a game, and at some point
It's just like, I don't want to...
It gets heavy, and it's hard to commit to a game and want to keep it going long term. That's why I like what we're doing with this game is, each episode is self-contained. That way, I don't... Because trust me, keeping track of continuity in an ongoing game can and then trying to find, the next piece of the story when you're writing an ongoing campaign is a lot of work.
I think in a sense, you're right. When you're the DM, okay, for those of you just watching that have no experience, the Dungeon Master, Game Master, you're all the NPCs, you're all the monsters, you're all the normal town folk,
you're also the environment.
Yes.
You're the environment, you're the scenery, you're the soundtrack, you're the sound effects, all of it.
You guys are fighting kind of ferociously tonight. Is it a full moon? What's going on? But in that aspect, you have the book that's the adventure, and after a while you get tired of knowing what's in the next room. you get tired of knowing what the boss is before you fight the boss. It gets the height of tedium. Is that Is that accurate?
You can get burnt out. That's why the way I game master would truly frighten some game masters, because I have very little written down. I just have ideas of kind of where I want it to go, and are we going there? I don't know. We're going somewhere. I don't know where. We're going somewhere. I don't know where that will be. I've run games where I have this whole adventure. The pirate campaign I was running, the one that I have up on YouTube. In the very first adventure, I had this minor villain, Lieutenant Jeffers, British officer. He was supposed to be a thorn in the side of the characters who were trying to flee London. Inadvertently, they ended up casting out to sea with him still on their boat, and they took him hostage and then set out to sea. And Lieutenant Jeffers, who started out as an enemy, eventually became a trusted ally and a member of the crew, and that was never planned. Lieutenant Jeffers was supposed to be the stupid villain that got capped in the very first episode and ended up being a major NPC in the game.
That's just what happened. So many times one of your friends kills the main villain in the very beginning of the story. You're like,
the pirate game I'm running now, they go to this city called Brigandy Bay. The first day, they go into this bar. They pick the biggest one, and it's run by this coalition of 3 pirate captains. And they steal one of the working girls, who's like a, quote, indentured servant, unquote. They basically rescue her from servitude. And one of the 3 pirate captains confronts them at the dock. And of course, this is Savage Worlds. Dice explode, and a single shot can end your life at any time. And of course, what happens? Player character pulls out a pistol, exploding dice, blows the head clean off of this major NPC from the campaign.
Oops.
But I had just finished telling him that there's nobody in my game that has plot armor.
Damn
they
it.
can die, you can die. So
not this guy,
though. He died. He was Le Sanguine, the bloody.
Oh, you were saying that. Okay,
yes, and what ended up happening is, because Le Sanguine is dead, well, I need the NPC for furthering plots, so his daughter, La Sanguina, is taking over, and she's going to be
awesome.
She's going to be the NPC pirate.
She's
and,
the new
this is just
arch villain.
She's one of the. She's not the arch villain, but they can't go back to Brigandy Bay for a while because the coalition wants their heads, and she personally wants their heads.
She killed their daddy. That's awesome, dude. Well done. I remember you saying that.
And it's just something that happened. That's what I like about Savage Worlds, is at any moment, that, and it's got some other things. They've got these things called bennies that allow you to basically do re-rolls or change the environment in minor ways and manipulate the game. It allows a certain amount of manipulation in the game. That, and with the exploding dice, anything can happen. Then you throw in these things called adventure cards. Every session you get dealt from this deck of special cards that do cool shit, so that you have one cool shit thing that you can pull out. And some of them are like completely negating the damage from one attack, or turn a success into a critical failure, or cause one mechanical device to malfunction, or various game altering things. And I deal them out to the players, and I don't look at the cards they've got. They were like, "You want to know what card I've got?" It's like, no,
that take away.
That takes away my enjoyment. I want you to play it and me not know it was coming.
For once, I want to not know what's going to happen next.
Yes, I tell them, don't tell me, you just wait and spring it on me. And, you know,
Yeah. I
well,
think I have enjoyed playing for a while instead of DMing. That's been refreshing and freeing.
I have kind of defaulted into the DMing role since early on, and I kind of latched onto it. I do enjoy playing, but
Oh, I mean, oh,
if
go
I
ahead.
had to give, if I had to choose between the two, you want to play in a game, or you want to run a game, I'd rather be the one running it.
Oh, I don't know. Both. Because I
Yeah.
want to do play for a while, DM for a while, play for a while, DM for a while.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
see a lot of people on Facebook talk about, you know, wanting to find a game. I can't find a game in my area. I can't find it. It's like
Start one.
you have to be the game.
Yeah.
When I started working at my current job, American Airlines, I didn't have a game going on. So I went around and just started talking to people. Hey, have you heard the word of the good Lord Gary Gygax?
Hey, you want to roll for initiative? You know.
And so I just, you know, used to be, you know, when I was younger, I wouldn't discuss these hobbies in the open. Now I don't care.
No one
I
gives a
wear,
shit.
you know,
Yeah.
no. Well, D&D has now become mainstream. It has become a cool thing. It is something, you know, there are celebrities out there that now openly say they play D&D.
Yeah,
You
Jeff
know,
Goldblum, Vin Diesel, so many others.
Stephen Colbert plays D&D.
Yeah, he did
Joe
that with Matt
Manganiello, I don't know
Mercer.
if you know who he is. Yes,
Yeah.
a lot of D&D players out there. And so, you know, I
Yeah,
just
there are.
asked around at work and pulled together a group of people, and boom, you got a game. So, to all those people out there that are looking for a game,
Yeah.
if you can't find one,
Make
step
one.
up to the game master screen, make one, start talking to
Yeah.
people. You might find out that some people, like the lady that joined us with Antonio,
She was awesome.
Jackie,
Jackie.
she was awesome, and she fell right in.
She did.
But
She did a great job
she
as a
was
druid for her
absolutely
first time.
not the target audience for D&D.
Nope.
She was not. She had never played anything like it before, and you know, fell right in. Anyways, I think we're right about at the end of
I
time.
will let you do the closing and the shout outs. I've got one plug, but that's about it.
I'm looking to see if there's somebody we can raid into. I think I'm going to do
All right.
that.
If you're going to do that, then Body and Soul Candle, check them out. She makes the best candles. Oh my God, Lauren is amazing. Who else? Who else did we plug? There's a horror con coming up in Flagstaff. I had never heard about, and I reposted it. I'll have to repost it on the thing. Check out Catan. It was fun. And if you are lucky enough to know anybody that's got the game that Cliff and Kel showed us, because he's been collecting the Pirates of the Spanish Main for a while. Clay and I had a great time. Ed wants to go down next time. I think they live in Santan. That's about an hour away, so it's more a distance issue for playing all the time than it is like us wanting to do it, just for the record. You said Ladies of Gaming? Go.
Oh, yes. Starting in May, first and third Saturday of every month, I will be over at the Real Women of Gaming channel running Deadlands, Hell Hath No Fury, and all ladies RPG. We're going to have a lot of fun with that.
Ladies.
In addition, I think I'm going to start streaming on Sunday mornings again. Video games at first, but maybe pull together an RPG on my own channel to do.
Careful.
We'll see how that goes.
Careful what you wish for.
Yeah, careful what I wish for. Meanwhile, I have been Jingo the Fool, and he has been Hornswoggle the Great. We thank you and have a good night. I'm going to raid into my friend Caesar. They are over there playing some Dungeons and some Dragons.
Ooh.
See.
Thank you. You could have watched anybody, but you decided to watch us. We really appreciate that. Stay geeky. Follow your hobbies. Do what makes you happy. Don't worry about if it's good enough or bad enough, or, a lot of the times you think it's not good enough, but someone else is like, whoa, this is perfect for this one thing I'm doing. So never doubt yourself as a hobby artist. Just complete the project. Someone else may need it for something else.
All right. Well, everybody have a good night. Thank you for hanging out, and we will see you soon.
The Supreme Council of the Master Geeks Lodge.
Good night.
You have a good night, sir. Thank you very much. I'm going to go get Clay. He's getting his meds from the urgent care. His back is... poor man. I'll see you later. I'm going to go ahead and stop streaming. You have a wonderful rest of the evening.
I will. I'm going to finish my rice bowl here and head to bed.
Rice